Sounds fine. Cool. All right, let's get started then, I guess. So I'm basically just gonna look at my point of view from the Gigantti game. I can't give you guys comms and the in-game audio because that's a bit too much, but we can do my POV. It just gives you another aspect that you won't have seen from the official. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get going. So obviously, the comp we're playing is a variation of goats. It's Doom goats. The idea of this goats is that you create normally. So I'll start with explaining how goats normally works. This goats normally works in like a cluster. It's one big ball that the team operates in, and you're always on the same target. That's how it works best. The idea of Doom goats is to split that cluster into two separate groups, and then to also try and win those two groups at the same time. So you see here, me and both Ryan's, like, everything starts as normal here. I go for an early fire strike on Ryan because I want to build as much, like, it's going to be harder for me to build my shutter compared to the enemy Ryan because we don't have a diva, right? They do. So in theory, almost all of my fire strikes are going to be eaten. None of his fire strikes will. So any fire strike I can get that doesn't get eaten is a big bonus boost for me. Obviously that's not the biggest issue in the middle of the fight because there's a lot of swinging anyway, but at the start of the fights the little advantages can sometimes matter a lot. So first fight, I go aggressive. I get the fire strike in, so I get an early percentage on him, and then I also lead in with a swing. I dodge his fire strike and then lead in with a swing and then come back. So you see what I did there is, like, I charge up the swing animation before going around the corner. I swing around the corner to see if I can hit the Ryan because I'm assuming he's going to be doing, like, on the corner similar to me, but he's gone back because he just fire striked. And then after I miss, I back up instantly. So I take, like, almost no damage. Would have potentially gotten an extra bit of percent there. And nothing's really lost from doing that. So you can see up there in the top, that's where our Doomfist is, right? So like I said, the idea of this comp is to split the enemy teams into separate clusters. So the idea is our Doomfist is going to engage on their backline on the Zen, and then when he does that, we engage on the Ryan. So it immediately creates two fights for the enemy goats team, okay? Our Doomfist on their Zen and our team on their Ryan. That's it. It's a 1v however many in the backline, while their Ryan has 5 people to deal with. Obviously, Gigantti haven't played against this before, so instantly they can't deal with it. Like, we straight up roll this first fight because this is like completely new to them. They do throughout the series adjust really well to it, better than any team we've scrimmed against, because this has gone really well for us in scrims the past few weeks. But yeah. So here we're just waiting for cooldowns, waiting for Dana to be ready to engage. As soon as he's ready, I get another fire strike in while we're waiting. Do corner swings again. Danny goes in. He gets the bubble from our Zarya. So obviously the reason we're bubbling him is because the only thing that stops Dana killing their Zen right now is a Brig stun. And if he gets bubbled from the Brig stun, like, it's like nothing can happen. Nothing can stop him, you know. Like, Diva can DM him, but I mean he's still got 2 abilities that are going to hit the Zen, and that's enough to kill him almost. And you can see there, Zen dies. He gets body shot from a left click. That's probably just one left click, honestly, after the cooldowns have hit. While that's happening, we're all just surrounding the Reinhardt. It's like we're all in the face of the Reinhardt. He gets stunned. We've got Jovi booping him as well. Everyone's in his face. Dana gets another kill on the back line because they're all trying to stop us from killing the Reinhardt. So Dana's like completely free. No one's touching him. The only person that turned around to deal with him was the Diva. Diva started DMing him, and you can see now that Diva's even turning around to look at us again, right? So now it's just a case of hitting whichever targets I can get to. Counter charge the Reinhardt because I see here that he's charging, like out of the corner of my eye I see that he's charging to try and pin me, so I don't want him to get the kill on me or Haffy, who has pinned there. Don't want him to get the ult charge advantage, so I counter charge that to stop him getting that. I'm low, so that's the other thing as well, is that when you're low in goats, a lot of some Reinhardts might like continue fighting because they're trying to just trade basically. But that's like not what you want to do. The longer you survive as Ryan and goats, the more likely you are to win. Reinhardt is the crutch of goats. So basically what's happening right now in the comms, obviously I can't let you guys listen, but I can kind of translate it to you guys through what I'm hearing to what I can tell you. Basically the comms are super hectic right now because, like, it's an official, everyone's pumped, energy levels are quite high, so like I'm trying to get everyone to calm down. I'm telling people to chill out, calm like normally, because normally our comms are like me and Haffy, we do all the talking, right? So I'm just being like, play as normal, chill out, let's talk, sort of thing, you know. So here, the call is we let them in a bit, then Dan can go. So what that means is, normally as goats versus goats, you hold the choke point in the corner, right? With Doom goats, it's a little different because you need them to take space so that there's enough space for your Doom to engage on the backline and create the separation again. So engaging on choke's not going to work because Doom can't just go backline as easily as that. We need to make it a bit easier for Danid. So rather than hold the choke here, you'll see we start here, like try and trade, build energy, build ultimates and stuff. I'm getting my fire strikes in while I can. And then once we see them getting a bit closer, we back up. We give them that space. So we're basically recreating the scenario of the first point, right? So right now I'm just calling like where we're holding, like make sure everyone's around me. The reason Danid's on the floor is I think there's a miscommunication maybe about when he should be coming down. Because obviously I think right now he's at top, but then. Well, he wasn't top, he didn't hang on top. But anyway, the best place to go is top. The best place to start from is top, because then you can just obviously just E down from here straight on the back line. Maybe you didn't want to do it again because that's what your first fight, I don't know. But yeah, so because they're all coming this way, it makes it a little bit more difficult for Danid because they're all clumped up, so that changes the way you use Doom Goats. It can also just be used as disruption, right? Like there's a lot of corners for him to punch into here, so he can just look for a punch in and he gets bubbled, like he'll punch in, try and one-shot someone and then just back out. So then obviously when Danid's going in like that as well, we're committing as well just to help him out, so that rather than having 6 people turn and look at him, he then only has however many decides he while we're on the Rhine and they're trying to save him. So they didn't bubble on the first engage, so we hard engage on the Rhine, like, and he loses a lot of health compared to me. His shield's lower than mine, and they're just having to be super safe because they're scared of our Doom engage, right? So again, we're staying back here, holding the backer point. We know I'm close to ult. We're trying to play slow, and then Danny goes in again, so we're hard engaging on Rhine. We're calling Rhine. I told Happy that I have Shatter coming up, so like we can look for that mid fight if we need to, but there's no need. We grab, and that's just a 1-5 for us. So obviously we try to store her as much as possible. I call how much health she has. Oh, doesn't matter. I call how much health she has so that people don't damage her too much, and then we're just blocking anywhere she can go, really. Okay, so we're now after every fight we're talking about what else they might have. So we say that they have grab now. They don't have beat yet. You know, that sort of thing. Remember that Lucio died immediately in the first fight. Second fight was over pretty quickly as well. He won't have the chance to build as much ult as Jofi has. Telling people to calm down again, talking about the ults that we're going to use. So obviously we have Shatter, so we're going to be looking for that this fight. So I call they're going right side again, back up immediately. Same place again, same plan again. Dan's up top waiting. So again, like normally in normal goats you keep the Zen Orb on your Rhine like 100% of the time, but because this is Doom Goats, it's on our Doom Fist. We want him to survive as long as he can in the back line of the enemy team. Yeah, that's pretty much like the whole point of it. Okay, so we're looking for stun shatter here. We want to speed our Brigand so we can get a jump on their Rhine. Hopefully they're not expecting it, doubling it. And obviously when we're going for it as well, as we're doing the countdown to stun shatter, Danid's dropping down to try and go on their backline as well. Because obviously if they bubble their Rhine for my shatter, Danid gets a free kill on their backline. Because Danid's still getting bubbled. So that's the beauty of this comp as well, is that it doesn't really matter if your shatter gets bubbled and blocked or not. It just frees up your Doom Fist even more, you know. So obviously we can't go for the stun shatter. We call it we're grab for Danid, but they don't react in time, and Danid gets a kill on their backline. The scary thing, I'm really lucky here. So obviously you saw then, or you probably didn't see. What happens here is we use our friendly bubble on Danid when he goes backline. So you see Danid's bubbled there, right? The reason this is scary is that normally the combo with Zarya is grab Diva Bomb, right? So like, I'm basically scared that I'm about to get charged and Diva Bomb. I'm really lucky because Milky Man actually charges me out of the line of sight of the bomb. So like, I only get hit by his pin damage because the bomb is here and I'm just out of line of sight of it. He charged me too far left, so it's just really lucky. I then call help me in the back, help me back, because obviously no one's turned around. People are probably presuming I'm dead to the bomb. So I'm just screaming, help me back, help me back, help me back. Zen comes back and get a little bit of trans. We beat as well. It's a bit unfortunate we had to beat, but they trans, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And obviously, like I said before, like keeping your rhino alive in goats is really important. So we call it, we still have shatter. Maybe probably didn't need to use it here. Like, well, I mean, we didn't need to use it, but it's not the best way we shattered, you know? Like, if you see, their team is super spread out right now, right? Like, the Zen and Zarya are super far away. The only person that will really hit with the shatter is either these two, or these two are not going to hit all three. And then it gets even worse now because the D.Va splits off to the right. So go for a stun shatter on the Rhine here. Brig has a shield up so it doesn't hit him. And then Zarya self shields. So like it doesn't hit anyone, but we kill the Rhine anyway. They don't have friendly bubble. So like I said earlier, like hitting Rhine shield, Rhine shatter or not, it really doesn't matter too much. In goats, like if you're able to keep the aggression up after bubbles, it's still like high value, you know? You're trading a shatter for bubble is like, if you can keep the aggression up and you've not had to expend your own bubble, use your own bubbles, like that's completely fine. So we get the kill on Reinhardt anyway during this. Zarya's used herself and Briggs overextended as well because he was blocking trying to block the entirety of my shatter with his shield. We can then just aggress on both of them. So now it's just a case of me, like, I'm just calling targets. People are chasing the targets. Now we're calling the ults they have. Obviously they have beat now because they've not been able to use it yet. And we know they have shatter as well because they've not used that. And they've got a pin on me, so I know he 100% has the damage there. So normally most teams would want to hold choke. Ideally, the best thing to do, because of the amount of time, the amount of capture time is left, and how quickly you need to get to the point, we just want to really sit on the point, you know, sit on the point. Excuse me, and then they'll come one by one, and we will fight that person. They come, so we just sit back point. I'm calling care for shatter. So the reason I'm overemphasizing the shatter is because it's really important for Nesh or the Zarya in general to react and shield me when I get stunned or before I get stunned. Ideally it's before I get stunned, but that leaves you that could leave the risk of them saving their stun. So reactionary is like second best, and then there's our Zarya self shield as well. So that means that Dana has to be a bit more careful as engaging because he's not going to be bubbled, and we need to use our bubbles reactively to block their shatter. Because Reinhardt, it's not really on the Reinhardt to block shatter. Like if Brig isn't in the equation, yeah, like it's on Reinhardt to block the shatter. But obviously, because they have a Brig, we have a Brig, it's Brig stun, then shatter. So it's really important that I'm getting bubbled when I get stunned. Okay, so we're just holding the corner here. Calling the corners they have, backing up again. We want to try and stun the person on the corner to hard engage them and just fuck them up there basically. So you can see here that Hafi's like, Lucio's rushing in because he has to be the first person to touch the point. It's a bit unlucky that Hafi wasn't on the corner already because he could have gotten the stun on Lucio and killed him, and stopped his beat rather. But they've had to beat They've had to beat early, which is really good for us. Only Lucio got the beat. You can see that Reinhardt doesn't have it there. He had to beat early to touch the point because he was worried about dying. So that's an ult immediately wasted for them. They don't get the value out of it. And now we just have to kite back and focus correct targets, you know? It's like, I know they have shatter. I'm kiting back as much as I can, trying to avoid the Brig that's in my face. So I'm jumping back, dropping shield, jumping back, dropping shield, jumping back, dropping shield. Just trying to create as much space between me and the Brig. I'm not too worried about the Reinhardt. Like I know that if he tries to shatter me without stunning me, I'm going to block it. But it's then up to the rest of my team to block the shatter if the Brig stuns me. So I have no control of that, you know? So you can see there exactly what I talked about happening. The Brig comes in to stun me, Nesh bubbles me, he bubbles himself, and the shatter doesn't go through both the shields, and it blocks it for the team. So that was not a block that I'm in charge of, that's Nesh's block. And then obviously we've used both our bubbles, so we have to be aggressive here. I don't know if they've used their bubbles. I'm gonna guess they haven't because Danon's on the back. They have used their bubbles, sorry, because Danon's on the back line. I think that they probably bubbled one of their teammates. So now it's just a case of us going on the Reinhardt super aggressive. He just scored. I counter charge him, and then we just hard focus him. So there's the bubble, and then I'm just calling literally. I'm saying into line, into line, into line, into line. That's literally our comms right now. I'm low. I'm sitting at the back. And now you can see the Brig is really deep and I'm super far back, so my team are a bit too deep right now. So right now I call them like turn around, Brig on me, D.Va on me, D.Va on me, D.Va on me. Like it's really important that the team again tries to keep the Rhine alive. So there we go. That's the first map for us, first round for us rather. Are the volume levels still okay for you guys, like music and stuff? I know you can't hear the game, but there's not much I can do about that. Monkey. Love playing anything other than Reinhardt. Not that I don't enjoy playing Reinhardt, but Goats gets a bit tedious. So at the start of the round, Bok just basically reminds us of what our targets for this comp are. He just says talk about the engages, and then focus the target. It's good. Okay, cool. So basically just talk about the areas that we want to engage in. I'm clarifying with Happy where he wants to engage, because he's the monkey is sorry, not the monkey. The ball is the target that engages first normally with this comp. So ideally, if they have goats, if I go back a little bit, I'll be able to point it out. Can you see my mouse? Oh, you can. Cool. Okay, so ideally we want to engage just out in the open outside, like before the entrance, right? You can see my mouse, yeah? Yeah, you can. So ideally you want to engage around here, right? With our comp. So our comp is Ashe, Doom, Monkey, Ball, Zen, Lucio. Ideally we engage out in the open here, because that's the best place for our team comp, and the worst place for Goats. Goats works best in small corridors against this sort of comp where they can hit, like they can rush a target down. When it's out in the wide open like this, it's really hard for them to rush down a target because there's a lot of space for us to be able to run away to. So that's why that's the best. Also, it gives line of sight to our Zen, it gives line of sight to our Ashe. Obviously, if we're inside the point, that's really good for Doomfist, but not so good for the rest of our team. So this is the best place to engage. So what happens here? I sit here, because I don't need to be scouting. Our ball can see around the corner. Our Ashe and Zen have line of sight. I'm relying entirely on information provided to me from my team. Like, I don't do any kind of scouting with this kind of comp. I literally just sit and hide, wait for the call. We've already talked about where we want to engage. I know where that is. I've just told you guys. Now it's just a case of being told when to engage. So I wait for that information. We call what comp they have. We call where they're going. The team then says that they're actually going back. I checked to see if we can see their comp yet, but it's not. I'm a bit too early. There you go. See their comp. We know they have normal goats. The team said they're going back, so we know they're going to be changing something. Now it's just a discussion of, can we cap the point in time before they get back? Is it worth it for us? And basically we can't cap the time. Like, this map is really small, and it's the best map to be able to go back and swap before the point opens. If they didn't have that kind of comp, like if they didn't still have moats, I should clarify, moats is monkey goats. If they didn't have moats, then we probably could, but they're going to get to the point pretty quickly. So now we're asking where they're going, because obviously we're still waiting here for the engage. They say they're going main, and then they say they're actually going left. So as we say they're going main, I jump, because we're getting ready to engage. And then it says, no, they're going left now. So they back up, we go towards the point, and now we just want to fight on this corner, because obviously our Ashe and Zen can now get good line of sight at the point, because we're not immediately going to point before they can get into position. We need to make sure we can get the outside position first before we go to point. And now we want to make sure we're fighting around this area of the point. We always want to be fighting out in the open here. It's fine for our Lucio and our Hammond and Doomfist to go outside and boop and stuff and come back in. They can all come back in, but I don't really want to be chasing outside. It's unless I have my ult. Like, I can only really fight around the point because I always need to be in line of sight. So now it's just a case of focusing targets on the point. So I see here the Lucio's low, so what you'll see me do in a second, he's looking at me, so I know he's going to try and boot me, right? What I'll do here is I'll drop my bubble in a second. I drop it a little bit late, unfortunately, but I drop my bubble to try and block the boop. I drop it a little bit late so he gets the boop on me, and I don't have my jump again. So that's kind of a big cooldown used for me, but it's okay because they use their bubble as well. That's kind of a waste because they're not committing in. So yeah, now I'm just holding the corner, I'm just zapping them all, trying to get as much cleave as possible, build as much as possible. Happy calls that he's engaging on the Lucio, so I immediately use my jump. I want to burst him down as quickly as possible. Didn't even need it. So that's really good. And now again, just coming back to the point, kiting back, and then it's whoever is closest to our Ashe and Zen are normally the best targets. The thing about moats, monkey goats, is that their biggest source of damage, especially with the Moira, specifically with the Moira, is always the Zarya, right? They don't really have much damage outside of Zarya. Like, Monkey doesn't really do that much damage. Diva only does lots of damage to tanks up close. Moira does absolutely no damage. And again, Brig only does a lot of damage in your face. Zarya is the big damage source in moats, right? So Zarya is always the best target for us to go to. So right now, I'm basically just screaming Zarya, Zarya, Zarya. Blanid obviously goes for a knockoff on the Brig there. He gets it. That's really good. That's fine. And now I'm just hard calling the Zarya. Like, I want everyone to hard focus the Zarya. If Zarya goes down, like, normally if Zarya goes down first in the team comp, in that team comp, we immediately win, right? So yeah, we want Zarya. And now it's just a case of playing the point and me like reiterating a focus. Like I'm just going monkey, 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 diva, 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 that sort of thing, you know? If I could do this more, it'd be great. See, the issue with doing this more often is that it's very revealing. It's not the biggest issue now because we're out of playoffs, and the meta is going to change next time we compete. Yeah, exactly. Can't do it during a tourney. I'd love to do this sort of thing more often, but yeah, can't. Oh, what has happened there? Okay. So now we're talking about doing the same thing. So that literally means we're getting set up in the same sort of positions. We want to engage in the open. Like it's basically. Is you downloading Smash? Oh shit! Okay, we're playing. We're playing when I'm done reviewing. To get your practice in. So yeah, we literally want to emulate the scenario of the first fight for the point. So again, I just give the same position. Looking for the same fight, the exact same fight. Like their monkey drops down here. I'm getting ready to go in. We call it we're slamming. We don't really call who we're engaging on here, so it's a bit of a messy fight from us. Like I said before, the Zarya's are the Zarya is the best target. So like it's a bit of a mess that would go on the that deep on the backline side. Like the Zarya's behind me. We've already gone past him, right? But yeah, Danny obviously gets stunned by the Brig, so like we're helping backline. And we're calling Lucio, me and Happy on Lucio, so we're trying to kill Lucio. Then we switch to Zarya. Zarya is like obviously high priority target. Back on Zarya. I had my ult there, I could have used it, but obviously we'd already get on 2 kills before I was close to dying, so it's not really worth me using it. I'd rather save it for the next fight. And honestly, like versus this sort of comp, Monkey Ultimate isn't really. It's not. I don't know. Especially out in the open like that, it's not like super high value. It's just saved my life, and we were on 2 kills. It's fine. Okay, so again, here we're just talking about the ults that they have. We have like this like common to do after every single fight. Again, setting up in the same places for the first fight. We want to engage in the same sort of place. So normally what we'll do is have your slam, and we'll call a target that we jump on. And again, more often than not, that's going to be the Zarya. So he calls it going in. We call this discord on Zarya. Happy calls it he's on the Zarya. He calls where the Zarya is. So I instantly I spin around and like hard focus the Zarya, right? So we're on Zarya here. We're on Zarya. We're on Zarya. We're calling using support ults. We're calling we're on point. I'm jumping into point again. Happy calls you as Bob. Nesh calls you as Bob. So the problem here is that like we just use a lot of ults, right? We didn't really talk about what ults we want to use because like there's not that much synergy in everyone's ultimates compared to GOATs. Like everyone's ultimate in this comp is kind of like an individual playmaking ult. Like my ults for myself, the Wrecking Ball ult is kind of just like you can kind of do stuff with that, I guess, but it's mostly just like area denial rather than playing with, like comboing anything else. Like some of us can knock people into it, but yeah. And then obviously Bob is just like stall out extra player sort of thing. So we use 3 ults here. I immediately go to try and knock off the Diva. I realize like the first knock kind of puts him in an awkward position. Doesn't go exactly where I want him. He strays to the side slightly, and I don't have my jump again, so I can't like get here immediately to knock him that way. So I leave him. I knock him away again, and then I just leave. Like I know he's got a long way to go to get back into the fight. I then see the Lucio off to the side, so I'm like, okay, if I can get him, see if I can get him off with his next jump. He knocks me back as I do it though, so I don't get as much impact with my push as possible, so I have to leave him as well. And then I notice I'm in the face of Zarya, so I'm like, okay, let's try and knock Zarya off. Zarya strays to my side as I'm knocking him. I push him into the point instead of out, which is fine. There's a bomb. That's our bomb, their bomb, sorry. So I'm hiding, I can't immediately chase up on him, but obviously the Happy bombs are there, so that's fine as well. And then I go back on the Zarya again. I unfortunately don't get my jump again though, so I can't knock him to the side again. Yeah, I don't really know how the Brig got ult there. How did it get ult? They're not ulted yet. Or when did they ult? Okay, it was inside it just about. Okay, that's fine. That's just good ult from Milbo. Okay, so again, like middle of the fight. Did I see your mistakes? Yeah, no. Middle of the fight, and again, we're just turning our attention onto Zarya. Like Zarya is our focus here. We have the trans because Box under no pressure. Like he never really has to use his ult other than for transes here, unless we fuck up. You may say. And now again, it's just a case of like shouting constantly the name of the target we're focusing. I'm now just telling the team not to go outside here to fight them. Like obviously, everyone's probably eager to chase that side here, so I think we just want to play on the point and stay in line of sight of our Ashe and our Zen, because they do a lot of the damage in this comp, the consistent damage at least. And now I'm just calling targets that are closest to us on point again. So I'm calling D.Va. D.Va's discorded. We can get a kill on her, and then there's a lot of pressure on Bok. So immediately our attention turns to helping and trying to help Bok. We don't really have great peel with this comp. But yeah, we're still trying anyway. We can maybe get a kill on the target that Bok is shooting in Discords. So we get a kill on him. Can't kill a Brig. I do call for Brig here, but we can't really do anything about him because he's ulting, has a lot of armor. So unlucky Nashor alone versus that, and we just call immediately our attention to the point instead, and we just decide to go on the D.Va. We can't do much about the Brig. So it's hard focusing this. Jofi calls that he has beat, so this is a really awkward 3v2 for us. We don't really have much damage. I mean, we have Nash coming back in. So Jofi's asking, can we win this? And immediately, like 3 people shout yes. So I jump up there trying to avoid the Brig stun. I see him coming back in. I'm scared of him getting stunned. If he stuns me, I'll probably die because D.Va will get 3 headshots on me. Nesh hits a big dynamite as well as the D.Va comes out of mech, so that makes Brig a super easy kill for us. And then it's just a case of it's literally just shouting like target after target after target. Okay, so that was Lijiang. Pretty clean map from us, like 200 zeros. Basically, we just had the surprise factor, I think, of them not really knowing how to deal with our team comps, because we have a pretty unique style compared to other teams. I think we play unique comps, so obviously the surprise factor is pretty big. When's the next map? Okay, here we go. So, Numbani. This is where we play. This is basically a goats map. Like, there's no really other way around it. You kind of have to play goats on this map. We start off with moats, just because it's better for holding the first, and it has better adaptations in case they play anything other than goats. Basically, we want to deny this high ground. Most goats teams are going to come up here, especially if you see monkey goats, because traditionally goats will beat monkey goats. You basically just ain't on the first target that is in your face, generally the monkey. If his first jump away isn't good, you can stay on him and focus him and he'll die. Monkey doesn't really have much of an answer if he's the one tanking goats, which is why you see that Daned is actually in front of me here. Basically, you want your Brig to be the tank here. So you can see here they int on Daned. I move away to the side immediately. I double down so that the backline isn't doing damage to any one of us. And now it's just a case of me cleaving as much as possible. Like, there's not really a specific target that I need to be hitting. I just need to be cleaving as much as possible. So you see here, I'm on like 60% already. We play slow when 2 of us get low. We've got the mech down already, which is really good for us, and their Rhine super low, so they're going to struggle to regroup immediately, and their shield's dead as well. And then bot gets killed on the line because of that, so I can just chase up immediately. I really wanted to push into him more and chase, but it's just not worth it. It's risky as fuck. Like, Brig has a stun up again, and if I keep chasing, I'm just gonna die, like, straight up. So we just reset the fight. Like, as soon as we get the first pick, the fight's basically won for us. I almost have my ult as well. So yeah, like, we don't really have a plan for the next fight. It's more or less doing the same thing again. Like, none of us have our ults yet. I'm the only one that's super close. Nesh almost has his. He's at like 70. 77. Yeah. So like, what should have happened here is I shouldn't have ulted. I end up ulting in a second. So I see their Zarya and their Rhine are split. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ult and knock them back. Cause a split between their team. I knock the Zarya to the side. Knock Rhine away as well. I see Zarya off the side, but then I'm like, okay, I can knock Rhine back and knock him off the map maybe. So one more hit there and I would have got him, but he shatters. And like, that's fine. Like, it's just me. It's literally just me that he shatters to save himself. But We then grab as well, but they end up having the trance. So it's a bit of it's a really messy fight, because now the fight is favorable for them, right? So I talked about earlier about how goats beats moats. The reason it doesn't at the start of the map compared to here is because it's in the tiny area where I can cleave everybody. Now that's not going to happen. They're going to spread out much more. Monkey's ineffective. We don't have a shield to hide behind. They're going to have more damage output than we do. This also just ends up being a really messy fight. So we're talking about Rhine being a target. I mentioned earlier how against moats that Zarya is the highest damage output. If they have Moira, then obviously that changes a little bit when they have Zen and they have a Rhine instead of a monkey. When they have Rhine, it's a bit more difficult for us to focus anyone other than Rhine, because he can block off so much damage from the rest of our team, so it's really important that we try and get him down first. So we get the kill on Rhine. It's only Danid in the grab, so it's not the biggest issue. We can kind of just give it up. We're calling D.Va right now as our focus. That's why we get the D.Va out of mech. What happens here is it's a bit of an issue, because we split their team up, and then we're not really we have a split in who we should go for. I think I call that I want to push the point, and then other people want to go on the Zarya. The Zarya ends up coming back, so it's not the biggest issue. But because of the split and us not focusing the target down hard enough, like we need to be inting onto someone, right? We need to be like in their face, hard chasing that person. I can't really commit to it because we don't have a friendly shield available. I don't have my bubble. And like now is where we have the issue, because we're so split. We didn't kill the Zarya. Zarya's high energy, so now Zarya is the highest damage output. Next calls that he has is grab soon, but like yeah, there's nothing we can really do. Like we just want to build up, keep the grab, build everyone else build up other ults, and then switch to our normal Doom Goats comp. So it's an okay hold, like 2 minutes. It's not the best. We've done a lot better in scrims. Like we normally full hold this point. But the mistake happened when we all committed off the top. I think when I ulted the Rhine off the top, if everyone else stayed up top and just hard focused them without letting them come down, because I knocked the Zarya and the Rhine off. If we all just stayed up top and focused the people top rather than chasing below, would have been perfect. Would have been really good for us. But yeah, we fucked up and we all dropped down, and then it just evened out the fight. So it was really hard for us. Oh, then I got booped. Ah, okay. I think maybe then we needed to. You guys needed to go on the Zarya instead of the Rhine. I think that might have been better for us. But I don't. Because I can zone off the Rhine forever, and then like I think the fight's in our favor in that situation. But yeah, so now we wanna hold the corner. We're basically what are we calling here? So I call it Zarya is really far forward. Zarya is really far forward. So yeah, I just want to speed in and basically we know they have someone on the point as well, so they're not instantly all here to help the Zarya. I just want to get in the Zarya's face and punish him for being as aggressive as he is. So Danny gets ready to go in the backline. We're speeding in. They use self bubble already. But we have the corner now. So the fight's it's essentially like reset now. It's kind of even. We grab. And now it's just me. We're just trying to build up through this grab, right? So many movement ads. I have no idea. I don't run ads, so I don't know. Those are just Twitch ads, not my ads. But yeah, so there's not really much we can do with the grav because they have trance. Like at most we can use it to build my ult. We can't really do much else with it. They use trance and they also use their brittle and they also use their grav. They then build a shatter as well. They managed to kill Danid through the trans, which is a bit unlucky. I guess he was discorded. Something random. So it puts us at a big disadvantage because obviously without the Doom, we have the fight ends up being completely 5v5, 5v6, and obviously the only reason we have an advantage in Doom Goats versus normal Goats is because we create that separation between the teams, between their team comp, right? And obviously without the Doom, they just have the advantage on us because then we're one cluster. Obviously Happy gets pinned there as well. It's just, the fight's over. We just need to build ults and charge. So like I just try and swing. I know I'm gonna die. Like yeah, we just want to stall at a point, build ults. Not really much else we could have done then honestly. Like I got booped away while trying to build my ult in the trans. Maybe could have been different if I had it. We could have turned it around, but we didn't. So we called about what ults they used, what ults they have. Talk about what we're going to use, how we're going to get there. So obviously we have beat. So Jofi's job here is to just avoid being shattered because they can go for stun slamming us. And we might not be able to block it. It just depends on Azaria's reaction. So Jofi is like the backup plan, right? The backup plan to me not being able to block the shatter because I get brig stunned is Azaria blocking it, and then if Azaria doesn't block it, then Jofi has to beat us. Okay, so what happens here is Danny goes in, he gets bubbled, he's trying to blow up one of their targets, doesn't quite get it. I tell Happy that I have shatter now so we can look for a brig stun. Happy gets stunned here really far in front of me, so I can't actually... He swaps places with their brig, so I actually can't get in his face to block it, and he gets beat back as well. Holy shit, he gets so far. I can't save him basically. He gets double beat backwards. It's literally impossible for me to help Happy. What I would have wanted to do is do what Milky Man did just now, is stand in front of his brig with a shield, or like swing on the brig. I think the best thing I could have done in this situation, instead of shielding up, is notice that Happy's being double beat back so much and hard focus and try and kill their brig. The only issue is that it's literally only me that can kill the brig, and it's going to that health is going to take me about 3 or 4 swings to hit. It depends on the Lucio being on speed or heal or not. Obviously he's on speed right now, but he can change that quickly. So it'd be really hard to trade here. It's just really unfortunate for us. So I know they don't have brig stun right now, so I can be a bit more aggressive. Like, I'm going into swing now. I'm not scared of being stunned. I can react to Milky Man trying to block me. I get beat back really far. So now I'm scared of getting brig stunned. Like, I'm calling to Nesh. You know, they're looking for stun slam, looking for stun slam. I get stunned. I don't get bubbled, so they get slamming us, and that means Dana dies as well. We beat, but it's honestly over already. Like, I'm 80 health. My beat health has gone immediately. I'm about to lose the entirety of my shield health. It's just me, Nesh, and Bok. Like, my shield's gone at 100 health. Like, yeah, like there's nothing we can do. They beat as well for some reason, so that's good. But honestly, that was just pretty unlucky. Like, Happy, I mean, it's unlucky that they played it well. Like, Happy got beat back twice into their team, so we couldn't help him. Dana gets hit by the shatter because he's in front of me, but we don't Zarya shield it anyway, so the shatter goes off, and we used our beat to block it, so we can't really fault Jofi there because like the plan was to beat their shatter, but obviously the fight was already lost when they shattered. Like, they'd already won it then. So again, we're just talking about the ults they have. We say they have trans soon. So we're just waiting until everyone's here, waiting until everyone's ready. Cool, they have Grav. Cool, we have Shatter. So we're looking for Stun Slam, which means that we basically just speed our brig in and slam their Ryan. So I was looking for it here. Calling for the speed. Dana punches their brig away, so the brig can't stun me. Happy does a countdown here, but they grab us. Now we're just trying to survive. I call that my shield's about to die, so people can't rely on my shield after our trans goes off. So I need to recharge it here because it's really important that I keep my shield up. I don't want it to break and have all that downtime. Bot calls gets pinned away, so I want to turn around to find Ryan. But I thought he was behind us, but he's actually in front of us there. Happy gives me a countdown here for stunning the Ryan. I don't know if he actually stunned him or not. It doesn't look like he did, but I get the shatter anyway. And I hit Fatty Chatty. Dana dies, and now we're just calling like focus Ryan, focus Ryan, focus Ryan. I hit my fire strike on 3 of them. I hit the Ryan on the backline as well. So I hit 3 with that fire strike. While I'm telling the team to focus the Ryan as well. Because obviously, like I said before, the team with the Ryan up generally wins. So we kill Ryan. That's the only target we can kill. They then trans, but we still have I've been recharging my shield the entire time, right? So I have almost full shield health again, and now we're just cutting back. Keep stalling, kite back, and then we're looking to re-engage a second. Nesh bubbles their brig stun. That's really good. So I try and immediately punish their brig with my own charge, but she kites back immediately. But we kill her anyway because she has to go out of position of my charge, and then the team follow up on that. We grab. I don't think the grab was needed. The grab was a bit unnecessary, I think. Like the fight, they didn't have their Ryan. They just used a trans, they were cutting back. I think the fight was already won at that point because we get the faster spawn. But yeah. Man, talking a lot sucks. Okay. So here, what's the plan? So yeah, we just called that we want to go aggressive with the Briggle here. Like, we don't really have any of the ults because we've just used our Shatter, our Zen ult, and our Grav. So we're a bit in a tricky situation. Our only real play here is to go aggressive with the Briggle as Danny goes to the backline. So we do a call here, we go aggressive on the Ryan, Danny goes in at the same time. We call that we're inting on Ryan. I'm telling Happy that I almost have my ult, so I want to get ready for a Brig stun. Call that they have theirs. I jump back as I see the Brigs coming close to me, so I start jumping backwards. And I jump behind Nesh, so if the Brig tries to stun me, she hits Nesh instead. Like, if Nesh gets stunned, that would really suck. But it's not Reinhardt, so we prefer that. But Nesh has a self bubble, he blocks it, that's great. And then I tell Happy that I almost have my ult. He goes for a stun there on Ryan, and obviously I can see that they're all getting low. I Shatter here, doesn't go underneath the car. I can't remember if it doesn't normally, so that's a little bit of an oopsie, but it's not, my ult wasn't needed anyway, it's a wasted ult. Definitely could have saved it. This is why testing things in game is important. Like, there's not many instances that I try to Shatter underneath this car. And obviously with not recent, but like the last time they got changed, like the interaction with cars in general changed, cars, payloads, all that sort of thing. So Reinhardt's, check what you can Shatter. Okay, so we're calling that they have grab and stuff. We have a trans. Again, we're going to look for the same sort of fight. So either the trans with my shield, that's great. Nesh calls that he doesn't have bubbles here though, so there's not really much we can do about this. Like, the fight's just lost immediately. Now with the call, it's just basically to die on point. We want people to delay the point as long as possible so we can get the spawns again. We have good ults coming out of this. So we basically call the ults that they have. We say like, okay, Daniel, you're going to force the ult, force trans. They're playing super aggressive here, so we need to be careful of that. They're obviously trying to build their Reinhardt. I'm trying to play aggressive on the Reinhardt right now, because he's a bit overextended here. He's discorded as well. They don't have a shield for him. It's really important that we get the kill. He gets booped away a bit though, so I can't go as aggressive on him as I'd like to. And obviously, we grab as a transing, which sucks a bit because we wanted to force it with our Doom. So it's another big ult wasted. My charge gets booped, but I'm able to like change the direction anyway, so I still hit someone with it, and I hit the Brig, which is even better than hitting. I was gonna hit the Rhine, so like hitting the Brig is even better, honestly. So I know they have Shatter still, so I'm thinking about that in the back of my mind, right? I know I've killed the Brig, so I'm safe to swing. I know that I can react to Milky Man's Shatter if he tries to go for it. I'm not worried about that. I'm only ever, like, in these Rhine v Rhine situations, I'm only worried about the Brig stunning me. I know he doesn't have a Brig, so I'm like, okay, going aggressive. He tries to Shatter, I react, I block it. I let my team know that it got blocked as well. I've never really understood that from Reinhardt. Like, it's a reaction for us to tell our team that we blocked it. It's like an alpha thing. Like, I need to let my team know that I'm the fucking alpha Ryan or something. I don't, like, my team know if I didn't block it or I did block it. They're either on the floor or they're not, you know. Yes, I have my Shatter here. Don't need to use it. The fight's won. I see someone to the left, so we're calling that there's someone behind us. So we're not all leaving the point. And then someone calls that, I think Botman calls that he needs help on point, so we go back. Now we're just setting up the Sun Shatter. I think the mistake we made there was using the top position again. I think it's just overused. I think we should. The thing with Stun Shatters is it needs to be the way it works is by being unpredictable. If you're too predictable, it's going to be easy reach for the Zarya all the time, you know. So Happy goes to hide up top. We're on the corner. The D.Va thinks to check it, and he finds Happy, and then we can't go for the Stun Shatter anymore. I go forward a little bit to help Happy. My shield drops a lot because of it though, so we back up. We try to go for the stun slam around the corner still. I take a wide angle so the Brig can't stun my Shatter. So I go wide here. I dodge the Brig stun. You can see here, like, the Brig goes to stun there and he misses. But his shield's in the way, so he blocks my Shatter. Reinhardt is their Zarya goes inside their Rhine so that he can block the Shatter with his own bubble, and we don't hit anyone. our goal to push forward anyway because we forced both their bubbles, right? So we want to be aggressive, and we don't get the kills anyway because they beat us back and then they grab us. So that's fine. Like we still get some ults out of them. I'm calling to kite back now. We've unfortunately lost Jofi though, so that's really unfortunate. That really sucks for us because without Jofi we can't kite back effectively. So now they're just going to be able to run us down. I get a stun here. Managed to block it for me and I think it gets blocked for me and Happy, but Nesh doesn't have his own shield, so he can't block the shatter himself. So yeah, Happy Nesh ends up on the floor, and the moment we lost the Lucio, the fight's pretty much over because we can't kite back effectively. We lose a ton of healing. And yeah, that's it basically. They're just able to win it. So now people just going one by one to the point to try and stall it. We want to try and get into overtime so they don't have any time left basically. And yeah, it's still good, like good hold. Second didn't go too well for us, so considering how long we were able to stall out for us, that's still really good. So this is me on Widow, which I'm never going to do anymore after the scare that we see later on in the series. Okay, so we're scouting the comp they have. We call it they have goats. So traditionally on some maps we'll play triple DPS versus goats. So obviously, like I mentioned earlier, the idea of the goats comp is that they want to hold top and deny us making like entry to the point. By being on point immediately, I force at least someone to come to the point to contest it, and that person we then try and focus. We'll hack them. We missed the hack unfortunately, so that's whatever. Which means that we can't press them immediately, and I have to back out a bit because I'm taking a lot of damage and I'm discorded. So I'm calling to my team that I'm not contesting point anymore. The Zarya's dropped already though, so I'm going to look to contest the point again. And again, we're going to look for a hack on the target as I drop down. So that's just calling to go on a target. I'm just knocking the Zarya away. I don't want to go for a slam. Don't overcommit to a target because the Brig's around looking for stun on me. So I'm just playing slow, knocking into people, trying to do like the most damage I possibly can without hurting myself, you know. So here I look for a slam in. I want to create disruption in the team. Get a good slam there with my shield, with the shield as well, so I can safely go for it in the midst of them all because my team is all there as well. And then as I go for the slam, we all engage and we kill them all basically. Can't go in there for the Zen, so now we're just clearing up the point. So yeah. So here we were calling them like a couple of things. So normally what happens with this comp is that you force the enemy team to switch off goats. That's like the objective. And then when they switch off goats, guess what you do? You go goats. So they swap off goats. I think what we should have done here is swapped immediately to goats, even though we have ults. Like it's going to be really hard for us to win this fight. Because we just don't, like I mentioned before, like we don't have anything that combos well with each other. I think the best thing for us to do here would be to swap me and Happy to our heroes, and then have Nesh and Danin stay, because obviously I think we want to keep the Doomfist. But then have Nesh stay for EMP, because EMP is still going to be effective. So like we'll just EMP the tanks and swing on them. We can instead we call to just stay and like use our ults, and that's fine. Like we can try and make it work. It's not the biggest decision in the world, losing one fight and then swapping. Like we still have, it's only it's only like 3 heroes of swapping anyway. 4 actually. But yeah. So we're calling that we're gonna use EMP and Barrage at the same time. We go for the EMP, I go for the Slam as well to make everyone in the same spot. And we kill their Zen, but obviously we lose both our we lose our Farah and I think our Sombra. That is deep in the back line. Your Bride can do damage. Right, let's see. Who are you shooting? I see the Brig fall low because of it. Look at Brig's health. Yeah, you hit the Brig in the Zen, right? Brig's back to full health though. Oh wait, no, where is Brig? Can't see him. I ult there as well. They back up though. So I slide in here to try and save Danid. Oh, Brig is full health. Cool. Trash game. I think the Brig ulted as well, so they had some healing inside that inside the what do I call it, ult? The EMP. So yeah, I knock into these to try and help Danid survive. He puts Brig to 1 health, but like she has full shield, so I can't do anything other than roll into her, and I've already used my grapple, so like I just have to like leave. I can't go in there to kill her. And then we just want to swap here basically. Trophy tries to res, like base swapping enemies as whatever, and then we're just making the swap now, so doing good. The reason I want to, I think we should have made the swap before this fight instead of now, is because if we don't get any, if we like just straight up take the fight even like with this comp that we have now versus their comp with a monkey, we'll still win if we use EMP, but then we'll have ult advantage on more important heroes, whereas right now we have 5 heroes that are on 0% ult, compared to them having potentially Zen, Lucio, Diva, McCree ult. So we're at a big ult disadvantage here. So obviously, Danid's, like, I think here we call for Danid's on the backline, but I think that's a bit too difficult because of how many more stuns they have. Like, they have a Brig Zen and a McCree stun. So I think the best thing for us to do here is either play normal goats with the Diva until they swap the McCree, or we just go on the Reinhardt with all of us instead of Danid going backline. So obviously we're calling Rein, into Rein. Bot kills the baby Diva, so that we have the advantage. We kill the Rein as well, because I am a fucking UK sniper. And now it's a case of clearing at the point. I think the mistake we make is chasing here, right? So I'm calling Lucio, turn on point. Nesh goes too deep though, and so does Danid. Like, they're both beyond my shield, I can't help them all. Thanks, Miranda. Yeah, it was a good series. It just sucks to lose it. The issue here was the split that we had. Like, I'm calling to focus point, and we have other people pushing deep, right? So we don't need to worry, like int, I mean intentionally feed, yeah. It's like a League of Legends term. Like, int, intentionally feed, yeah. So like, it's just an easy call for us all to know what the idea is. Like, we want to switch our brain off and just like go as hard as we possibly can onto the enemy team, you know? Like, we int. So yeah, the issue here is that we just fuck up in going too deep. When after we start winning the fight, we just want to clear up the point, right? Because I can shield if things get hairy, and the McCree can't really do anything. We use our bubble there as well. Doesn't really get anything, so they're a bit more open to killing people. I try and swing as well because I'm bubbled, but they kill Nesh behind me. And then their Lucio ults because he's still behind us. We trans in to try and block their shatter, to try and block their McCree ult, sorry. But Danid's in front of our trans, and Bot can't block it, and instead, Happy, sorry, not Danid. Happy doesn't have a shield up. I don't know if it's broken or whatever, but he dies to the high noon ult. So I'm just trying to build my ult right now. I get booped in, and I try to charge out, but I get stunned. I get counter charged by their Brig, and I just die in their trans. So that's what I mean about them having such a big ult advantage over us. Like, they just had more ults to use in this. Obviously, we would have won the last fight if we made the swap immediately, and then we would have had ulted like a better ult economy than they currently do. So we could have won this mess of a fight as well, but because we lost the last fight, that means we have to play this fight properly, and we don't, so we lose because there's too big of an disadvantage. So here I'm just like saying, you know, chill out, reset, let's go again. Like, don't worry too much. I'm just trying to calm people down and reset their mentality, because obviously losing 2 fights in a row can unsettle some people's nerves, you know? Okay, yeah, exactly. Alright, so calling that we have shatter, we're gonna look for some shatter here. Calling they might have it as well. I can't remember what happened here. Oh, they dodged the shatter. Okay, so they dodged the block rather. So they don't get blocked. They don't get hit by the Brig ult, the Brig stun. And we only hit the Lucio at the back. I tried to fire strike. The most important thing I tell Reinhardts though about using fire strike is if you don't shatter Diva, don't fire strike. Like, it's a good Diva is never gonna let you hit a fire strike. So it's just not worth it. Like, It'd be better if I was just swinging there, because I could have got another hit on him. Maybe hit the brig or the Lucia or anything. Like, I'd have done more damage than I did basically anyway. And then obviously I'm low because I commit hard to try and kill that target for my shatter, and I die. And that's just the fight lost. We've lost our Reinhardt, the fight's over. So now I'm just saying what happens to me that fight. Like, the D.Va is behind on me, shooting me, so let's make sure we're turning around to clear targets that are behind us on the point. Again, that's something that we didn't do on the fight before that one. We didn't clear the point effectively, so they were able to stall out a fight and win that way. So that's just our time. We don't want to go too deep against this comp. Basically, we want to effectively play as a ball, and clear the point and then move together. Once we have the objective, then we can move forward. I was calling that they have stun shatter, so Nesh knows to be ready for it. He blocks the shatter with bubble. That's great. Now we can go aggressive. They've used their bubble. They've used bubbles. They've gone aggressive. Oh, they don't have bubbles, sorry, but yeah, they've gone aggressive, so they're in a bad position for us. I'm calling to hide. They're using high noon. I call they use it. So again, we're clearing out the point. Not too aggressive. I'm shielding when I can. Still swinging on targets. Calling people to hide again. We grab here, which isn't ideal when we're hiding from D.Va ult, because like no one can do anything, you know. Luckily they trans, and then I'm just calling out any heals. Bot has a trans there, and obviously they don't have a grab, so transing to save people is fine. And that now is the scenario where we can go aggressive. We have literally zero concern about losing, or like being split up, or not being able to chase down targets as effectively, because we're transing, right? So we can get in their faces often as like we can just keep chasing basically. So we want to clear up the fight, kill their key targets in that comp, and then go back. D.Va sorts out for a little bit, Lucia too, but yeah, that fight was good. So now we have Shatter as well. We killed them late as well, so it's a chance that they're going to be super late to contest this, right? Okay, so we're just talking about target, the way we take this fight. Dan is saying he's going for the backline again, that's fine. Happy is stunning the Ryan and stuff. Obviously Dan has just gone in the backline though. I see a split between the Ryan and the Brig and the Zarya, so I stunned those two. They can't help their Ryan anymore. So Danet's safe in the backline. There's nothing to contest him because I stunned the two people that can contest him, and their Ryan's now alone as well because he's so far forward. So immediately our team focus the Ryan. Danet focuses the backline. They beat, don't save anybody. We get the point still, and that's just a case of playing slow, clearing point. And again, like if there's nothing I can immediately damage, or I need to be careful of my team taking damage, then I'm just shielding. Okay, so again, talking about ults, they have trans, we want to force it, so that's Dana's job, basically. He goes backline deep. Because obviously, normally with grab, you can combo it with D.Va ult, right? Because they have, because we don't have a D.Va, like we don't have a combo. So it's important that Daned is forcing the trans before the fight happens. They trans, we kite back, and then we grab. So as Daned goes aggressive on the backline here, we're going aggressive on the Rhine and we're trying to kill him. They're saving their trans because they know we have grab, so they don't want to use it before then. We're just calling to be aggressive on Ryan. We know we can kill him. We kill the Ryan, so like realistically, again, like I mentioned earlier, the fight's won now, so we shouldn't commit any ults. We do grab here and we hit the Brig, so we kill him. But like, ideally we wouldn't need to grab there. Like, ideally we just win the fight because the Ryan's dead. So in like a perfect scenario, we would still have grab now. We do have shatter, but the success rate of shatter is lower than the success rate of grab, especially again if they don't have trans. But obviously if they do, it's a bit different. So yeah, we forced a friendly bubble there by the Rhyme being split and going aggressive on him. So now we're just counting down a stun shatter. We know that they have it as well though, so we're calling it to be careful of the Brig. I'm trying to kite back from the Brig as well here. I get stunned. we do the slam, so I shatter. I don't know what happened because I couldn't see it on the other side of the payload. I think it's just that I was too late because I got stunned as well when they shattered. But it's fine, they trans. But so this is why like having grab would be good in, because we've just forced trans with our shatter. Like if we could grab now, like the fight would be won and we would cap out, right? So now we're calling to be aggressive. They grab us. We are trans, but we don't have bubbles, I don't think, for the yeah, we don't have bubbles to stop the stun, so they just stun us and like we get killed by grab. Like that's just how that happens. So their ult economy was a bit better. Their ult management was a bit better on that map compared to us so far. So just talking about ults that they have, ults that we have, how we want to take the fight. Obviously we don't really have ults, so we're just, the way we're taking the fight is just super dry aggression, hard focus target. It's like Danny goes backline again there. We just hard int on Ryan here. He gets booped away a little bit though, and I get booped away, so I'm not able to finish him off because obviously I'm the best person that can do damage to Ryan, unless the rest of my team are in his face. But obviously my team aren't in his face right now. We kill the Ryan, and now it's just calling targets on the point. I'm calling D.Va, D.Va, D.Va. Team are calling points. So I'm like, okay, I can kill the D.Va here. I can finish her. I get a big shatter. Like D.Va's super low. I call so we have a big split in who we're focusing here, right? So watch the back. Okay, so the two people I hit are the Brig and the Zarya, right? D.Va's super low after grab, after beat, so I don't need to worry too much about the D.Va. Like he's literally 1 health after beat. He's gonna be killable soon. I turn around, slam those two. Right now, everyone's calling Brig, except me. I'm calling Zarya. The reason I'm calling Zarya is because I know they have grab. Unfortunately, we focus the Brig instead of Zarya. If we focus the Zarya here instead of Brig, I think we win this fight. I tried to pin the Zarya, but obviously I get booped away by a Lilbo. That's a really good boop. And we kill the Brig, but we don't kill the Zarya. Still staying on him. They trans to keep the Zarya alive. They shatter us. I was too close to the line, I couldn't react to it in time. We do grab, but obviously we've lost Ryan. There's Zarya grabs. We do have defensive, but it's been charged away, so they're able to get people low before we can heal them back up, and then they win the fight. So it's a bit messy for us. Like ideally, I think what could have been done differently from me there. Like I'm obviously inting on Zarya. I kite back. Like realistically, I need to kite back here even more. I think I don't need to be that deep in. I get booped a little bit, but obviously I'm super close to him. We're not talking about the fact that they have. We're not talking about the fact that they have shatter either. I don't think we were aware that he was so close to it. We also grab at the same time as we're shattered, so we can't follow up on it as effectively. And obviously I die because I'm like right in their face. Our trans gets charged away, so like people are gonna die in the grab or lose a lot of health. Like you see, Dan's almost dead already. Nash is half health. It's like these are people that aren't gonna survive through trans healing, or not gonna receive enough healing from the trans. It's like we know they've used everything. We have beat still left. So we're just talking about the fact that we want to be aggressive with this fight. Aims on the Rhyme with our early short basically. They focus on Brig there is alright since he's running. Yeah, it's okay. Like I just think it's better to prevent the grab than it is the rally. Like grab's gonna be the fight, the ult that wins them that fight, not the rally when they're all on the floor. Because I think even though I got shattered and I died, I think we still could have won that fight if they didn't have grab, and people didn't lose as much health in the middle of the grab of that combo. So Nash calls he doesn't have bubble there, so we're just trying to survive. Again, we're really split here. Like we're super deep. Normally on payload, when you're the attacking team, you will almost always be fighting on the payload, right? Because the enemy team has to have one person on there at least that could be contesting you and stopping you from pushing. So the moment they don't have someone just contesting you, like you're pushing the point for free, and we're really close. Like that's like we just want to focusing the point, right? So people got out of the way to hide from the shatter, that the what do I call it? The bombs. That's fine. But then there's a huge split between me and the team. It's like I'm on the right side over here with 4 people on me trying to survive against them, with a D.Va behind me as well. And my team are all over there trying to run back to me after they killed the Ryan. So we trade Reinhardt's, but in this situation it's more beneficial for the enemy team than us. So now we're just calling targets. They have their beat defensively. Danid was dead already. He's on the way back, and yeah, the fight's over now. I think what the best thing there would have been to kite towards the right side, where my team was rather, as I was blocking their bomb. But yeah, so that's that. So that was a super close map. Pretty disappointing the way it ended. I think their ulti management was just a lot better than us. Is why they won that. Let me put the next. I need to open up the next VOD actually. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the big Widow play, not the one they punish. So what I literally like, I just scout as Widow on this map. Like I see what they have top right, and if they normally sometimes an Ana will be playing on the open there on the second place I looked. It's like I'll see if I can get a cheeky pick. You know, I'll push my luck a little bit. I'll see if I can get the luckiest shot of my life, and kill an Ana. It's yet to happen. So the reason I'm hovering over ball there is we're expecting them to have we're expecting them to have goats, and what does well against goats as we learned on Barney? Triple DPS. So I'm probably going to go Hammond, triple DPS, blah blah blah. They don't have goats. They have double flex support. So it's really easy for us to dive that comp, double flex support. They don't really have peel for each other. We can just kind of overwhelm them. So we go the famous Dotes. Dotes stands for dive goats. Dotes, I don't know who it was made by, but when I first joined Hurricane and I learned about Dotes, we played it in a Contenders Trials game, right? And literally the strat that entire round was everybody screaming Dotes, 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 Dotes as loud as they possibly can while diving on targets. We didn't call the target, we didn't call when we're diving. No, Ana Zen, double flexible. We're saying Dotes, 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 Dotes. Yeah, we're just hard focusing the Ana Zen. So while we don't just scream Dotes, 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 hit Dotes here, like that's like what the strat is. It's kind of a brain dead strat where you just hard dive. Yeah, Ana's a flexible. Main support is Lucio. So we do a little countdown here. Dana gets bubbled so he can't get hacked. Because if I get hacked, it's kind of whatever. We just lose bubble. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But if Dana gets hacked, he can't. If our ball gets hacked, he can't slam. So what should happen in this scenario is we see that their supports are super far back, so we need to reset on the point, wait for our cooldowns again, and then recommit to the dive. Because it takes 2 sets of cooldowns to go as deep as that Ana is. The reason that the comp works is because the dive will effectively be like monkey landing. It'll be monkey landing, it'll be Hammond landing, it'll be Diva in the face, and then like a bunch of burst damage all at the same time, right? That doesn't happen because they're so far back, so we just want to reset the fight, come back to the point. I kite back the wrong way here. I should have gone back to the point, but obviously Diva is in my face, so it's a bit hard for me to. I have to go through him to get there, right? It's like if I want to get to the point where I need to be, I should have jumped really. But I think I want to see my cooldown. I'm not really sure why I didn't. Instead, I tried cutting him around the bubble and then wanting to go through the window. I get booped here as well, and then I'm just dead. Like there's no way I survive. But yeah, we can still take the fight. The reason Dotes again is so good because it's kind of a brain dead comp where you just go super aggressive together and hard dive a target. It can still work in this situation as long as they're on the targets properly. Dan, I'm not really sure what happened. I think he messed up his slam because he slams inside the monkey ball and doesn't hit anybody. Happy's calling to dive on the Zen back right, so Jofi goes with him, and they obviously kill him together. I think they also kill Ana as well, or they kill someone else. Yeah, they kill the Sombra as well, so that's a good dive from those two. They basically just 2v for the backline and got the kills that we need. And then, like, as soon as you get those kills, that's the fight won. They don't have the sustain that we do, so we just last longer in the fight basically. We can kind of we're trying to snowball this as well, because obviously we got a bunch of kills as we were capping the point, and then we almost had the point cap as we just killed their Ana. So we want to rush towards the point here, right? We want to rush towards last. Don't get much out of it, but it's okay. So we're all ready to go here now. The idea with this comp now is that it switches from us hardlining their backline because they're right next to the spawn. We can't really commit that far because they can just walk backwards into spawn to survive, right? But we need to pressure them. Excuse me, we need to pressure them still. So we need our team to focus targets on the point. Again, focus the point, force them to come to us, just try and cap, while I deal with the backline. So I want to try and 1v2 their backline. Keep the Ana and Zen busy as long as possible. It doesn't matter if I kill them or not, it's just a case of keeping them busy so they can't freely heal everyone else on my team. So you'll see here, we go bottom left initially. We push out the tank first. So push out the tank first. I then jump backline. I get EMP'd as I jump. One sec. Was it a main flex support? Isn't it Lucia's the main support because he's always you pretty much always have Lucia and then other supports are flex supports. That was always my understanding. I used to get it confused though. Anyway, they used the MP as I jumped in to engage, so that kind of screws me a little bit because if their Ana plays correctly, I can't really do much to their backline because the Ana should be able to just kill their Zen. So I get hacked. I land on the Zen for as much burst damage as possible. Luckily for me, the Ana isn't looking at the Zen, so the Zen ults to save himself. They don't have nade either because you can see that Haffy's purple there, so they've already used their nade, right? So I'm able to punish the backline for free. We force the Zen ult, so like this, they use 2 ults. Like that's best case scenario for us, right? We're playing a comp that doesn't really work on this last point, and they use the Zen ult as well. So when Nesh gets his grab, it's a free grab for us. So we keep this comp for a little bit because Nesh almost has his ult, Jovial's almost has his, and Dan has his ult, and Haffy has his ult. So we've got a lot of ults coming up. Dan is essentially just use his ult on the point while we try and force the fight on point. They're swapping to a variation of moats. They still have Ana's in though, so my job is still the same as it was before. I just want to focus the backline, right? So we speed in. Danad does bombs on the point, like I mentioned before. I jump on the Zen again because I can bubble him off from the Ana and I can't heal him. Landed him, max damage. Bubble him, doesn't get heals, instantly kill him. Nano's been used on the Zarya, so I can't really commit on the Zarya. I do a bit of damage on him, but I notice I can't do anything to him. I see the Ana off to the side alone, so I can jump on him, get some burst damage. Ideally I want to knock him onto the point here, but I overstep my jump a little bit, so it goes too deep and I don't knock him onto the point. That's fine. So now I'm just doing 1v1 against Ana, which is a little tricky because I don't have my bubble and he has his sleep, so I need to try and sidestep him to predict where he's gonna put it. It hits me, it's good sleep from him, so I just get put to sleep. And then he gets protected by Zarya anyway. The fight's over, so it doesn't really matter what happened there. Like, I did my job, I killed the Zen immediately. And now we're just swapping our comp up. I think we made a mistake here though, calling for the Monkey to swap as well to Ryan. I think it would have been a good idea for me to stay on Monkey and press the backline while my team still focuses point. But obviously we wanted to get a jump on building the Ryan ults over them because they still have Monkey, I think. So we call it out of support ults. We know that Ana used the ult in the fight before. We know they don't have Zen ult because he's done the fight before as well, and I killed him immediately that fight. So we have a good advantage there. They don't have anything to deal with this grab. So, like I mentioned, both the last 2 maps about goats beating moats, monkey goats, is just the fact that Reinhardt can put more pressure out while also having a shield to survive. Monkey can't do it as often. So, like, we'll push tanks out first. So we'll push monkey out, push monkey out, push monkey out. Monkey goes super far away. I call for the team to come point. We want pressure point, force them to us. We grab while bombing again, so it means that we can't really do much about the. I'm not really a fan of grabbing when they bomb because it's really hard for follow up. Like no one really can follow up on this right now. I can swing twice before the bomb goes off, but that's it, right? I then see that the brig gets shielded, so I fire strike the shields, try and do as much damage to it as possible so that it'll break. Okay. The reason I do this is I'm looking for the charge on the brig now. So I go for the pin on brig. I get the pin on brig. Doesn't matter anyway because the bomb goes off and kills brig, but brig can't shield it to survive. So brig's dead. I'm now calling point, focus point. So monkey's a target. It's just, again, it's just a case of clearing the point, focusing whoever's on the point. They can't all come to point, only one of them at a time can. While I'm calling for my team to focus point, I'm shielding them off so that Ana can't heal the monkey. Zarya can't shoot my team to build a grav because he's nanoed again, I think. Or he's got high energy at least. And Zen can't do damage to my team as well. Ana nanos the Zarya here. So again, it's just shielding. Next now his bubbling is a bit too deep, so that's a bit scary. I block the nade with my shield. I turn to the Ana. Nade doesn't go off. So they've used a lot of cooldowns here, a lot of abilities, and they've not really gained any value from it, right? My shield dies, so I'm in a bit of an awkward position. I know the Zarya wants to contest the point here and push forward with the nano. So I look for a pin here on the Zarya. I get the pin on the Zarya. They use Zenalt to contest the point. They don't have a Zarya anymore though, so that's big for us. We're now calling targets to focus through the trans, so obviously we choose Brig because we can actually kill her through trans if we're all hitting at the same time. Hard focusing Brig, now it's Diva. It's like literally a case of focusing whoever the Ryan can swing on basically. So we kill the Diva. Bot calls he has trans, so we know we can be super aggressive and we're not worried about taking damage. So I know that I fire strike the baby to kill the baby so they can't remech. Usually sniper again. Swing on the Rhine. He gets stunned, so I shatter. 3-man shatter. I don't go deep to contest him because we have the point. Clean. So that's why Ryan's really good on that point. Like you just play on the point, you know. Okay, so we're doing the same thing again with Ana Zen supports. We have the Doom Sombra, so depending on what comp they have, it switches who we're focusing. So for example, if they have Zen goats, me and Nesh, our Sombra, might try and focus the Zen, while my team focus the Ryan or the Zarya. If they have monkey goats with the Zen, again, me and Nesh might try and focus the Zen while our team focuses the Zarya. If they have monkey goats to the Moira, we'll all focus the Zarya. It depends on what they have. We'll see. Okay, so we just have our Sombra scouting, pretty standard for your Sombra to be scouting. So we have him deep while we're all set up, waiting to figure out where we're going to contest from, depending on what they have, where they go, that sort of thing. Just asking for Nesh to give us information here, tell us what they have. He calls that they have moats, they go on bottom right. So instantly that makes me think, okay, they have monkey goats with Zen. They're going bottom right. So Nesh is then clarifying whether or not they have Zen or Moira. He calls it he's on Diva there. Not really sure why, because now the issue here is that by going on Diva there, like that's not our target. Obviously, we never really want to focus the Diva. Zarya is always our best target, so we want to be dropping on the Zarya because I noticed they have Moira because the heals here. Run Ryan on point A, defense or offense. But yeah, so the Zarya is a target all the time. So the bubble's a bit wasted there from me. Like ideally, I would jump on top of this little platform here. I would jump up on top of there. Not where I am now, but obviously I'm peeling for Monkey because he's low. So we trade him off one. It's not the worst thing, but it's not the best. It's definitely better for them than it is us. Oh, offense. Point A offense. Sorry. I would probably... I don't think I would ever run Reinhardt on offense on point A, honestly. You can get away with it if they're running monkey goats on defense. That's probably the only time I would do it, honestly, actually. Yeah, if they were running moats, monkey goats, I would run Reinhardt. But outside of that, I don't think I ever would. So yeah, they've lost their monkey, but they still have the Zarya, and we've lost the Sombra, which is a big part of our engage. So it's a little bit more difficult for us. right now we're calling to engage on the Zarya. I call that I need heals and I get knocked away, so I can't help. I call that I'm coming back point now as soon as I get healed up, and then I'm on the Zarya again. I get booped away again, so I let the team know. I let everyone get, like, half your flies out, I get booped out. We're basically resetting, we get healed up and we're gonna look for dive again. So I'm doing a countdown now, I'm like, everyone ready? We're good, like 3, 2, Dan takes a lot of damage, so he can't come up and dive, so that's really shit for us. Me and Happy still commit on the Zarya. I overstep the jump a little bit, but it's not the worst. Like, I'm able to bubble him off from his team and we can hard focus him. Happy then gets stunned, he's inside my bubble though, so he's a bit safe. Oh, I just pressed something and the whole video went away. Continue where it was, please. There we go. Okay. So now I'm calling Brig because that's essentially the next best target in this comp. Brig. Also it's just the target that's closest to me. So it's the best target for me to go to since out cooldowns. Nesh is back now as well. We're calling to hard focus the Brig. So Nesh TP's out after killing him. Hatfield loses his mech. Their monkey kills our backline as well. Like I mentioned earlier, it's really easy for the monkey to zone both supports. So he managed to get a kill on both of those, and the fight's pretty much over when that happens. Not our best hold. Basically, I think just losing one player for our defense comp versus their comp, unless it's their Zarya that goes down, is really difficult for us. So right now we're calling like what we need to do for this comp. Who does someone look to hack against goats? So against their comp, it can be a number of people, honestly. Like, you can hack the Moira, you can hack Diva, you can hack the Zarya so you can't shield, you can hack Brig so you can't stun. Any of those, as long as you're vocal about who is hacked, it's fine. I would personally prefer the Zarya gets hacked so he can't self shield all the time, and bubble someone else as well. But like I said, I think any of those are okay to hack. Okay, so I jump up top, I'm set up and ready. I let the team know that I've got jump in 5 seconds, so we can't do anything for the next 5 seconds. And now it's just a case of waiting for them to be in the optimal position for us to dive. We want to wait until they get onto the point, realistically. It's a team comp, they have a team comp that struggles fighting in the open. And we don't really have anywhere that we can get the jump on them. Obviously it's really ideal for our Doom to be able to engage in a choke point, but any choke point that we could potentially engage on here is out of line of sight of our backline, so it's really problematic for us. So I'm calling just wait from such point, then we'll engage. Monkey jumps are topping us, don't really need to worry about that. Zarya's on point, so we're looking for Zarya. Nesh tries to hack him, he bubbles himself though. We're just hard focusing the Zarya now. I ult to knock him in, so I mentioned that I'm going to be ulting to knock them in. Zarya manages to run away as I'm ulting, so I don't knock him in, but then I'm knocking the Brig in. Like I said, Brig's the next best target. Zarya split from the team, so I don't need to worry too much about the Zarya. The Moira's ulting, so I'm just trying to knock the Brig in deep away from his team, right? Nesh calls that he has EMP and to go on the Zarya now, so I immediately turn my attention away from the Brig, and I'm focusing on the Zarya instead. Zarya gets punched, and then we're just calling targets that are low. I'm calling the Brig, but then someone calls Lucio's low, so I turn my attention to Lucio. Try and kill him, but can't do it. He gets healed by Moira. And then obviously I get killed. The team is still calling targets though, and everyone's basically slowly chasing them down. And now that the fight's officially properly reset, like it just did there, we essentially win it. It was messy, then we had to commit a lot of ults, so it's not ideal for us. Because ideally, if you execute everything properly in this comp versus theirs, we should only really need to use one ult per team fight to win. But obviously it got a bit messy, and they had a lot of ults to use as well. So we didn't win. So now the plan is that we know they have Grav, so we need to be diving the Zarya, put a lot of pressure on him, force him to think he has to ult, and then have Haffy trying to eat the Grav. So we get a hack on Zarya, so Haffy knows he doesn't need to eat it. So we're hard focusing the Zarya here. We're calling the hard focusing Zarya still. I'm staying Zarya, stay Zarya, stay Zarya. We can't get him there, so we're calling to cut back, and we've used our Grav as well. So we need to essentially soft reset the fight. I'm calling. I can bubble the bomb if he uses it, but he gets hacked before he can bomb, so I don't need to worry too much about that. I tell my team that they've used the bubble, and can we go Zarya, can we go Zarya, can we go Zarya, Zarya no shield. My team then call that they can't, so I drop my bubble immediately rather than jumping behind them and dropping the bubble, and I'm gonna have to use my ult here. Happy calls that monkey's low, so I turn on the monkey instead of the Zarya, and then I notice the baby D was alone as well, and I think to myself, he's probably been standing there for quite a while. I want to make sure they don't get the the mech back, right? It's going to be pretty problematic for us if he gets back in mech, because the fight's just like going to be in their favor. I use another jump here. Rather than just walk around the corner, I use another jump here because I know it's about to reset. And then it's back onto the Zarya again. Like, Zarya is a hard focus target. We EMP again. We're hard focusing Zarya. Can't get around the corner to kill him, but the team does, so that's fine. And then we use a lot of ults, but we switch the Zen to Lucio as well so that we can peel better for our Ana when the monkey dives. So the monkey's gonna have more trouble now trying to deal with our Ana. And then it essentially resets to similar to the fight scenario that we had the fight before, where we're calling that we want to hard focus Zarya when he touches point, make sure that we're DMing him so he can't ult for free. And yeah, so we call the Zarya touching point, we call the focusing Zarya. Happy's trying to DM it, he holds out there and waits. We hard focus Zarya still. Happy bombs at the same time, so that's why Davin grabbed obviously, and I still have my bubble, so I tell the team I'm gonna bubble, I'm gonna bubble, I'm gonna bubble. Bubble goes off, I call that we're focusing Brig now, and now it's just a case of chasing. So that was a good fight for us. We over-ulted a bit still, like, I don't think we needed to use the nano there. Maybe Daned was dying, that's probably why we used it. I can't really tell, I can't see his health properly. But yeah. Probably used it because he was in the grab and wanted to help him survive through any focus damage they had on him. And obviously they're swapping their comp now, so we need to treat it a little bit differently. Our dive target is now either the McCree or the Zen. But you treat it similarly to how you would treat the other comp, where you let them touch point before you engage. You do the same thing with this comp, right? You want to let them engage before you want to let them touch point, sorry, before you engage, because if you chase too hard, it's more beneficial for them because it's out of line of sight of the rest of your team. It's around the corner. It's just going to be problematic, basically, right? Okay, so I'm calling there. Let the tanks touch point, then we'll go deep on the back line. Is this playoff game? Yeah, it's the quarterfinal versus the Gigantti. Okay, so the tanks have touched point. We're then calling McCree and Zen. I jump on the Zen here. Hard focusing with our Sombra and Doom. He dies. I'm calling for Lucio now. I call for Lucio now because he's low, but we're a bit split, and this is where the fight gets a bit chaotic because it's super split, right? Daned ults at the same time, but he doesn't say he's ulting, so I have no idea. Like, I don't know where he's going. I don't know where he's going. So I'm knocking the McCree, trying to knock the McCree and Lucio back into our team, but that knocks them away from his ults. It's like super unlucky. I then get flashbanged and right clicked, and I just blow the fuck up immediately. So we then EMP and call to focus the McCree. We don't hit the Lucio though, so their Lucio beats the EMP to counter it. And then I'm asking, can we go McCree? Can we go McCree? Can we go McCree? No one responds. No one responds, so I can't jump on the McCree, so I just sit up top to reset the fight a little bit, reset my cooldowns, and wait for everyone else to be ready again. I call that he's high nooning, hide. Just waiting out, can't really do anything. Ask again, can we go McCree after all? No one's responding. I drop on the McCree, I want to pressure him and contest point. And yeah, we just kind of, essentially what happens is after me and Daned both used our ults, like that, you're right, it did waste it. We essentially both wasted our ults because of the way we didn't synergize them, and the fight we just kind of fall apart basically. No one really communicates anymore, no one's really listening to each other anymore, and yeah, we straight up lose that fight. Still a really good hold. It was like a 5-minute hold on last there. And then our talk now is basically saying like, hey guys, make sure we're listening to each other, make sure we're communicating with each other. Let's make sure we're focusing on the correct target. We know who our targets are. We know what our priorities are. Let's make sure we're engaging in the correct areas, that sort of thing, you know. Basically just trying to reset everyone's mentality, reset everyone's mental, keep everyone refreshed, everyone on the same page, and like quick fix the issues that we had. Yeah, I know. It hurt when it happened. I was like, oh, as soon as it happened, I was like, oh fuck. As soon as I hit left click, when I saw Daned's thing coming down, I was like, oh fucking hell no. Like, I knew it was bad straight away. That's why, like, no matter what you're doing in the game, it doesn't hurt to communicate, because it's just important to always be on the same page as your team, you know? And right now, Nesh is calling what the comp they have, and I'm like, okay, right, if that's the comp, Zarya is our target. We want to make sure we're focusing Zarya, okay? So Nesh goes for a hack on Zarya. I'm jumping the Zarya here. He gets bubble off and I get booped, so that kind of sucks. Big nade though from, I can't remember who's playing Ana here. I can't remember, I think it's Bok. So that's a big nade from Bok. And then we just focus, we can't get the Zarya because he goes inside, but we can get the Brig. So 1 for 2 trade is perfect. The monkey for some reason jumps deep onto us, so we peel on him. So that's 3 for 1, perfect for us. And yeah, that's just a good fight. So the team can essentially like soft reset and then look for a dive again, even without me there. So that's basically what's happening now. I'm letting them know how far away I am, when they can expect me back, when I'm ready again. So I'm saying, like, I'm back in 3, I've got my jump in 3, that sort of thing, and then we're looking to reset up again. So we want to contest the top now. We can't contest around the corner, but we can contest top here. I'm asking my team if they can come here, and they say no, they can't. So I jump back, kill the monkey again with the team. So we kill the monkey, and we're in a 5v6 again. Again, it's not the best pick for us. This is still going to be a difficult fight to take, because monkey's not that big a deal in this comp. Monkey's job, with the comp they have, monkey's only job really is to disrupt the backline, to disrupt the Ana Zen, right? So it means that Ana Zen are a bit more free, but that doesn't mean we're guaranteed to win on this fight, right? So I tell them I've got jump in 4 seconds. Let's look to contest the high ground. I say, can we fight them up? Can we fight them up? They say yes. I call that I'm jumping up, and then I call her I'm pressuring. Okay. So Brig's super low. I see that she's purpled, so I'm hard committing around here. Dana's gone deep, so I'm pushing deep, holding left click. I'm just trying to make sure I zap her and kill her through the purple. I see Dana's going deep again with his ult, and I know he's going to land on the Zarya, who doesn't have a shield, because I saw her just use it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to jump in and contest even deeper then. Like, this puts me in a dangerous position where I can die. But like, it's 100% worth it, because we can kill the Zarya off it. And obviously I want to back out of there because I don't want to die. We use our nano, which isn't ideal, because that puts, that again puts in we don't really want to use more than 1 ult per fight, like I mentioned before. But obviously we needed to use this to save Danad. We want to make sure he's here for the next fight, so I understand why it happened. So now I'm just telling Nesh where I think we should EMP, because like we just want to EMP this fight, so we want to make sure it's a good EMP. We don't think they have support ults, so it's just a case of when Nesh EMPs, so that it's really essentially it's the Sombra's job to, when the Sombra EMPs, it's her job to call a target. She has the best like vision of anyone else in the game, right? I can't see what Nesh sees or our Sombra sees. Only he can. So he calls it, he's EMPing. I would calling on Zarya. I call Zarya. Then I'm saying finish off Lucio. Lucio's too deep, so I say it. So I call to kite back. I need heals, but brig. And then it's like Lucio now. So yeah, essentially like, make sure you're reevaluating your targets in the middle of fights and stuff, you know? Like, you want to be careful, you don't always want to be chasing too much, that sort of thing. So right now we're saying for the next fight, and Happy says that if they go top left, he's going to bomb them, and then we're going to go behind and disrupt them, or someone's going to go behind. They don't go top left though, so we're looking for an engage in the same place. That is super unlucky. You see that? I jump here. I jump right now. I jump literally right now, and the flail hits me as I jump. So I jump goes nowhere. Like, that's a huge cooldown. That's insane. So I have to use my ult immediately. So like, I tell my team I'm knocking Zarya away, So there's only 13 seconds left. The enemy team has to fight on the point, right? So right now I'm keeping their most valuable target as far away from the fight as I possibly can. So I let them know that. So I'm like, okay, I'm keeping Zarya away. And then my team are doing their own thing entirely. Like, they're coming, I'm keeping quiet. I've just let them know I'm keeping Zarya away, and then that's it. That's it from comms from me. I let them know if the Zarya suddenly isn't available to me anymore, and I can't keep the Zarya busy. But I do my job. I keep the Zarya away, right? So I just say Zarya's out the fight. Luckily I have the Moira with me as well, right? So the Moira's with me, hard pocketing the Zarya. As they have spawns coming back, I then leave. Instead of just slapping on the Zarya still, I jump away so that no one can touch me anymore. I go to help Nesh with the monkey. But now she's a case of coming back to the point to help the team. So luckily I create such a big disruption in the enemy team that they don't have the sustain to win the fight versus us. They can't disrupt our backline because I'm disrupting theirs. yeah, I think basically I just caused such disruption in the team that my team were able to clean up behind me. And then obviously again Zaya becomes our main target, so talking about focusing on Zaya, then I want to chase the Moira. I push forward in case she shifts backwards. Like, I'm worried about her shifting here and going around the. I'm worried about her shifting here and going around the other side again to recontest with someone else. So I just cover all bases, make sure she's not going there. I then see she's gone back to the point, so I jump backwards here. But yeah, so we've stalled it and we have 4 minutes to cap this. So we're all thinking like, right, perfect boys, good job, let's go boys, perfect. We've got this, let's go. This is our map. And then tragedy. Well, not tragedy, but like it's close. So you guys can't hear the panic, right? But you can see the panic. You can visualize the panic. You can understand how much panic I am going through right now. Okay, so I do the usual thing. I've never been punished before. Nothing bad has ever gone wrong when I've tried this. No one has ever tried to kill me. I land, okay, and then I'm like, oh shit, what is that? You know that like wait. What that, you know that like alarm song that plays like dun, 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 like that thing, like shit is about to go down. Like I'm Venom mine. I use my I'm in such a panic that I don't even try and fucking like zoom in and scope on him, right? I fucking Venom mine. The Venom I miss is goes way behind him. And I luckily Box shifts out of spawn to save me. Otherwise this would have been really embarrassing. I don't there's not actually that much panic in my voice. I'm just like, someone on me, I'm actually gonna die. I literally go, someone on me, I'm actually gonna die. Like that's literally my comm. I don't panic that much. I don't like scream to my team for help. I'm like, okay, I'm dead. I fucked up. How many times have I found a pick of that play? Literally never. Literally never. Right. So this is the moment that made me vow to my team I would never try this play again, because they hate when I do it. They hate that I try that. They hate that I try this. But obviously I've never had that issue before, so I was never like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. Like I was like, maybe I'll get a pick. Maybe today's the day I get a pick. But never again. I'm never coming out of spawners with her. So we know they have the same comp again, and we're like, let's go dotes. We make the alteration that, okay, like if they're that deep again, let's make sure we reset after the first jump and then go for a second jump. So we notice that they're too deep. We're like, okay, let's go point, boys. Let's go point. So now we just soft down the point. The mistake we make here though is that we want to just I call to focus the point instead of resetting and go for the second dive. Because we think we can get the point here. Maybe we're split targets is the reason we can't. I can't remember exactly. But obviously we get a lot of time here. We get a lot of time on the point. But they're just kind of free farming us as well. Nothing's really happening here. Like we need to be diving in the backline. We need to be killing the Zen and Ana. If we kill the Zen and Ana, we just straight up win this. We're like, okay, we almost have the point. We should just commit to this, right? We should just commit to this. Let's commit to this. They nano and EMP those, like they just straight up win this. So that was a big mistake from us, trying to commit and hold the point, and rather pushing out. Like I mentioned before, the way you win with that comp is by just hard diving the backline, like literally insane, like dotes, let's go backline, woo. And we didn't do that. We just tried to cap the point. Then it's just a case of recollecting our thoughts, telling the team again what our goal is. Make sure that I'm like, okay, that didn't work. This time let's make sure we're diving on the second try. I get booped away, let them just come back to point, can't get there, go back to point. I have to bubble here because the Doom knocks me up. I'm scared of getting fucked. So again, now we have to sit on the point a little bit while we get healed up. We lose our Zarya, and then I call that I'm diving on the backline now. I try to knock the Zen in, but I get knocked by something. What did actually knock me there? So I want to knock the Zen in here. I think my jump just fucked up. I didn't hit him before my jump, so I wanted to hit him then jump, but I jumped then hit. So that was just a slight mistake by me. I didn't knock him where I wanted to. I still did a bunch of damage to him, but yeah, he didn't go where I want him to go. So that fucked up. I don't see the Anna in the corner, so I'm instinct on the Anna in the corner. Knock her away. I get hit back by the Doom, so I can't get my last hit on her. I need to kill her, and they just barely survive. So that's really unfortunate. It's like if I got that last hit on the Anna, he would be dead. But the Doom punched me back in, and I couldn't get the hit in to keep him there. So we lost that one. We know they have Transtil as well, but it's not the biggest issue because we have what do you call it? We have Grab Bomb. So the call here, rather than going, you notice we're going from the left side every time we do this because we just want a hard dive. We've noticed how deep they're playing back. We've noticed how deep they're playing, so we can't commit to them. The first jump is getting us close to them, and then the second jump is what we want to look for the engage. But the first jump, we're taking a lot of damage. At least I am on the first jump. So we then decide, hey, let's go from the right side. Let's not take all that damage. Let's just dive from the point. So we swap to doing that. We go from the right side. We go up top. We just want to push here. They engage us with the MP though, so like this is just another write-off fight. The Lucio guy. Lucio's actually really good, surprisingly. It's like we're just talking about the ults they use. We're talking about the fact that what they have still, and that like our plan is still to grab bomb. We still want to do the same thing. Okay, so half hit the nade, that's big for us. That means we can commit to a fight up here. They can't nade us. They nano though. So we are not able to burst them down like we originally planned. We do bomb here as well to try and kill them, because I call that they don't have their Zen with them, so they can't trans to keep them alive in the grab. So we're like, okay, let's try and blow them up. I don't think we actually bombed, or maybe we did bomb. Sorry, Happy just built another one. So yeah, the monkey gets put to like 100 health before he jumps out, and we kill the diva, which forces him to use his own bomb. So it's an okay trade for us. It's not the best, but like it's okay. Aerosabangus. So now we're looking for that second dive. We finally pushed through that. It took us like 2 minutes, but we're finally through that choke point. I call it I can go aggressive now. Everyone's calling that they're ready. Dan is calling the timer for when he's going aggressive. Okay, I say I'm going now. I'm on the back line, trying to force trans. Zen uses his trans. I get knocked away, so I'm gonna have to ult to come back in. I'm keeping the monkey in the corner, so I call that to my team. Jofi hides from the EMP, which is perfect for us. Now I'm just trying to clear the point. I can't really do much. So I had two options here. My options were either to go on the Zen or clear the Chancellor clear. I was hacked still on my ult was about to win, so I can't jump on the Zen. Like ideally I would go on the Zen here 100% of the time. But I was still hacked, so I couldn't do that, and he was a bit too far away, and I'd already lost like 200 health by the time my hack wore off. So rather than jump on him and try and kill him, because I will die if I try and go on him now. He'll get naded by Anna if he has it up. I don't know if he has it up or not, so I have to just assume that he does. I kill the Translocator, and I get myself out to safety. I just hold the point. I die there, give him on my head, can't bubble myself, so I just die. And yeah, there's not really much else I can do that. The best thing I could have done in that situation was literally killing the Sombra Translocator and hoping that my team can clear her up. Halfy bomb though. Big bomb. I could have bubbled there, yeah. I could have bubbled there. But I mean, I still would have died. Because I got hit by the... I just meant in terms of not dying. Like, I think the best thing for me to do in this situation was to not push out here. I think I just mistimed when I was going to not be hacked anymore. I thought I would not have the hack anymore so I could jump on the Zen and knock him into the corner. But I was still hacked. I think as soon as I knocked the Anna out, I just sit on the point here, right? I think that's the best thing for me to do. Like, just hold the point now. Not push out here. But I mistimed when I wouldn't be hacked anymore. Because I was like, I looked towards the Zen as if I could jump on him, and then I realised I can't, so I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to get rid of the Translocator then. Then I take 150 damage like instantly from just a bunch of people. Could have dropped my bubble there. It would have helped my team a little bit after I'm gone. But yeah, like if I didn't, beyond not pushing when I was here, there's not really much else I could have done. I needed to just not push here, I think. So yeah, big happy bomb, because Doomfist just uses all the cooldowns, gets both the batter supports and the Doomfist. So now I'm just screaming, go point, go point, go point. You guys win, focus target on point, focus point, focus point. Nesh just needs to grab whoever, like, and yeah, we win. And then just a lot of screaming. Like, good shit from us. Good shit from Happy. Basically, Happy clutched the fuck out of that. Dorado. Okay, the reason that took so long was basically just because we fucked up the way we were taking the second engage. I think on the very first fight, if we just took reset to the second engage rather than what we were doing, it would have been a lot better for us, basically. It would have been a lot better for us. Okay, let's look at the next map. Okay, so looking at our comp, basically the way it works is two separate units of Haffy. Haffy's gonna play with me at the start, but then he'll obviously go back to peel back. Why do you guys want to go top right 3 stairs so bad? Because every time we jumped top left, we were taking too much damage. So we wanted to, like, we weren't able to reset the fight properly, so we want to try and get through top right without taking too much damage and then look for dive from point. I think bottom right might have been better, but we just top left, going top left then jumping wasn't working for us, so we want to kind of reset it, basically be with our healers. Okay, so the idea of this comp is that me, Haffy, and Dan will try and contest the point as much as possible, like literally on the first corner, and then Nesh, Bok, and Jofi, and Zen, Ash will peel for each other. We don't want to overcommit and die for the first point, so you'll see a lot of times that people will have like a kind of dive comp to hold first, and they'll like commit to holding the first point. We don't really want to do that because with this comp, because Ash really sucks dick at retaking. Like, Ash fucking blows. She's not good at retaking at all. She needs to have the position set up ready. So yeah, we literally just want to hold the hold here, get a kill or two. If we get a kill or two, great, we can keep holding. If not, we back out, we reset. We get set up for the actual first hold. This is just the initial contest. We're not like worried too much about this. So you can see me, Haffy, and Dandrel stood up here. I just call that I'm going to contest the point. I want to drop in the corner and block it. Nesh calls that he's dynamiting there. So I push around the corner, see if I can hit anyone, see who's taking damage. They call that they're diving on our backline. So now we're just peeling back, trying to do as much damage as possible. They don't have a monkey anymore, so I'm pretty safe to drop down. I'm able to contest the point. I don't need to be too worried about my team having their attention drawn somewhere. I know they can help me immediately if they try and dive right. So I'm just contesting the pale again in the corner. You need to be careful of getting rushed from the right side, but outside of that, like, there's not too much to worry about. So now me and Happy did the jump up there. The team aren't there either to block the monkey, so we can't kill the monkey. And they've already pushed the player pretty far, so I'm just calling for my team to back out. I just want to call back out. Get set up for the effective first hold. So like, that was just a little bit of stall. Like, we got a minute off that. It's not great, but it's okay. And now we want to actually contest first. Like, this is where we want to make our proper hold, you know? It's like Nesh calls that he's dynamiting, so I pressure around the corner there, try and do as much damage as possible. The brig was actually 1 health, so I think I could have been a bit more aggressive there with my with maybe a punch or something as well. But obviously I'm a bit scared because they all have their cooldowns because no one else is close. They're obviously going to be, I'm going to be their primary focus, so I don't want to get blown up because my team can't help me. So I bubble myself and jump back for the monkey who jumps alone. We just hard focus the monkey. We get a kill on him and their Zen. So Dan goes on the backline alone when they dive in, so that's fine. And we trade 2 for 1, 3 for 1 as well, because we get the Diva. Nesh bobs as well, but it goes into a corner. Like, the bob, I don't think the bob was really needed there, honestly. We already killed their Zen and their monkey and their Diva. We lost Bok, but like we're basically what, 5 versus 4? Yeah, 5v3 actually. Sorry, yeah, 5v3. So I think we're good with it. It ends up being a 6v3 when we bob. So I think it's just a bit too much there, really. I see the Zarya uses his friendly bubble, his self bubble, sorry. So I tell Dan I'm jumping Zarya, and he goes with me. I don't overcommit here because I'm scared of the brig stun. Brig sees that I don't go too deep and immediately turns around after I land. And then Danny comes in and just swoops in and cleans up. And then Danny goes in again. Like, this is a bit scary for me because obviously we don't have our Zen. But Danny keeps going, so me and Haffy go forward again to help him as well. he keeps getting kills as well, so that's fine. He calls the Zarya as 1 health, so I jump deep here, try and kill him. He gets stealth again there, so I can't kill him. And now I'm just trying to survive and dodge bullets. Like, we lose damage, but damage get back pretty quick, so it's not the biggest deal. So right now, what I tell my team is that I have ult. Don't worry about me. Like, it's really important that, you know, we're not being aggressive with a trans or a nano to try and save me. Like, I can save myself. That's super important communication for a tank to do. So Zarya, I call the Zarya low here, just calling who's low, changing my position so we can test. What's up, Cubic? 2 hours already? We've been going for 2 hours, dude. I'm gonna put the whole thing up on YouTube though when I'm done. But yeah, so I'm letting them know about my cooldowns for being able to engage, because obviously me and Danny can still be engaged on the backline because they have a Zen. So normally we would nano our Doomfist. Excuse me. Normally we would nano our Doomfist when we're engaging on the Zarya motes comp, because you want to do as much burst damage as possible to blood the Zarya. But because they have a Zen, we want to nano me so I can burst the Zarya, the Zen, sorry, and then cleave as much as possible still as well when they're using defensives. Me and Dana jump immediately on the Zen, and we force his ult, so that's fine. We use Nano and my ult to we get the Zarya as well. So again, the fight's now won. We've killed the Zarya. They don't really have much damage. We just need to play slow. I'm calling for the team to don't overcommit, don't overcommit, don't overcommit. We've won. Milky Man fucks up his jump, so he's a free pick as well. And yeah, this is a really good hold from us. This is what, like a minute and a bit so far on first. We lose Dannon again, but he's going to get back in time hopefully. So it shouldn't be it's not the worst thing. I contest the corner from the safe, the payload from the safest place again. Like this position is the best place to contest the payload. Okay, so I tell my team that I'm pressuring backline, I get grabbed. Like it's not worth me ulting there at all. They use bomb as well. Like they literally 2 ults for 1 person. Like there's literally no point in me ulting there. I was dead, 100%. We have Bob, so they can make up for the player deficit and bring in Bob. So it's still going to be a 6v6, and then they'll have a Bob to contest a point. We Bob there though, so Bob goes nowhere, and he's ineffective basically. So we don't get the value that we should from Bob. So it's still a 5v6 essentially, and it's difficult for the team. For fuck's sake, Bob, yeah. I tell my team I'm jumping to points, so Happy can go peel for his team, you know? I bubble the Zen off so he can't help the team, and then I'm on the Zarya. I call it Zarya has himself and I'm on him, but yeah, the fight's lost, because the reason that Ashe sucks at retaking is why you saw there. Like the moment we're clumped up in a corner, Ashe doesn't provide too much value. She's really easy to zone out from a corner like that. The Bob was out probably, yeah, probably. What decides who plays Anna or Zen? It depends on what changes we need to make for the next point. So because we want to keep Anna for our comp, because we want the Nano, that means Bok plays Anna, and then Jovi can go to Lucio, normally. Wait, do we keep Zen? I don't mean they were swapping to Anna. Oh no, it's because we're playing Sombra. No mind, we're not playing the normal comp, we're not playing Doomfist, that's why. Okay, yeah. We have Zen here. We have Zen here because oh yeah, we have Ashe to peel, you're right, yeah. We have Ashe to peel, so we keep the Zen, and then we also have Sombra to go backline with me. Okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah, normally we have Anna because it's Anna and Lucio, right? So they can't. Anna needs help healing, but because Anna doesn't need as much help healing as the Zen does, rather. But because we have Ashe, we have a bit more help with healing. Yeah, okay. So. I forgot we switched the way we played Rada recently. Okay, so basically the way we can test this now is that we have our Sombra, like their monkey's always going to be tried to be contesting our backline to disrupt the Zen and Lucio and Ashe and stuff. And when he does that, me and our Sombra Danad are going to be looking for the Zen. We're just going to hard dive. And we can go super aggressive with this, right? We can go super aggressive with our dive. Like me and you can see that I'm asking Danad if he's ready now. Like, who are we diving? Can we go on them? Blah blah blah. So you can see Danad in the corner here. Like he's looking for a hack on someone. I think he's hacking the Zen here. Yeah, he hacked Zen here. So Zen can't ult. That's good for us. We dive on him. Bok gets a finishing blow on his head. That's perfect. I maybe should have ulted here. I think I actually should have ulted it. I thought we could have maybe won because we killed the Zen, but I think that was just wrong. I even said I should have ulted. Lucky we get a pick immediately after as well. We killed the Zarya, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's actually good that I didn't ult, but it's still risky. in the actual like in the game in the moment. So now we're just calling our next play. Next idea is Bob. So we're like, okay, look, we can just use Bob to engage, and he'll contest point while we fight whoever. Me and Dino will still be doing the same thing. We'll still be going for the Zen. Doesn't like Bob usage is pretty like it's, you don't need to worry too much about how and when you're using it. Well, I guess you need to worry about how, but not when. It's like Bob at the time is crazy. Like Ash does so much damage. It's really easy for us to get it all. So you see Monkey jumps up, they use their friendly bubble, so I'm like, I tell Dad I'm ready. He tries to hack someone. We go a bit too late, like we don't want to engage when they're underneath us here, right? This is too late. Because that means the Zen can get inside and then we can't commit on the Zen, it's too risky for us. So this is now too late for us to engage, this is really hard for us. I'm telling them not to go in, I'm telling them not to go in, I'm turning away, keeping my head down. That's really unlucky that bomb didn't fall, that would have killed Monkey. I'm turning away, I'm trying to get a hide away from any damage they can do to, but luckily they're all hiding because of the bomb. It's just a bit unfortunate it didn't drop all the way down. And then jump back up, we can't commit to anyone. Bob is also not on the point, so like we've really beefed this engage basically. Like we needed our Bob to be on point and we needed to engage before they got to here. But we fucked it up. So I'm asking Danny, can we look for Diamond Zen? Can we look for Diamond Zen? Happy just ate the grab, so that's big for us. And I'm like, can you look for Diamond Zen? Can you look for Diamond Zen? He's saying he can't. They're all running at me, so I need to jump up top again. Dana calls the Zen is in the church, so I'm like, okay, they bombed us, I'm trying to survive, make sure I can survive from it. I don't need to use anything so that's big. I'm looking for the Zen again, and then I see him. Dana calls that he's in church, he hacks him, but he gets fucking big heals. I was greedy with metal here. Like, this is when I wanted to, where is it? I was greedy as fucking metal. Like, this is when I want it all, right now. But I got brick stunned. You need to, versus a comp like this, you need to be so, you can't be greedy with your ult. Like, it's a really bad habit that Monkey players have where they want to be greedy with their ult and get as much value out of it as possible. So rather than just have like, use your ult at like 300, 400 health and then have an extra 1,000, you want to use it at like 100 health and then ult, so you get an extra couple hundred health value out of your ultimate. But you can't really do it against Brick. Like, it's too risky. It's a very bad habit. So we don't get the kill on Zen here. He gets bubbled as well. Honestly, even if I ulted, I think we'd have killed him. I think I'd have been bursted down actually, rather than killing him. But it's still a bad habit you should break. Like they brick healed him and they shielded him. Fun team comp. Yeah, that's the thing. Engaging with the church sucks. We had the Zen ult is why we started it. But taking the fight in there is hard. That's why we want to engage before they get to the church. Like, as they're crossing to get to the church is the ideal place to be engaging. We did it too late in the first time, so they already have their positional advantage. Once that happens, realistically, we should just contest point for as long as possible while trying to bring ults out of them, and then taking the third fight here in the open. Okay, so we know that they have Zen ult still. Brig has armor, Zen has armor, sorry, because she got Brig healed. And we're telling Danad, like, we know they have Lucio and Zen ult, right? So like, Danad, if you EMP the Zen, I'll dive in him with you, we'll kill him before he gets beat. Like, that's our goal. That's the best way for us to win this fight. Because otherwise we're gonna be waiting too long to try and hit the Zen and the Lucio. Lucio's just gonna hide, he doesn't really need to do anything, we'll eventually lose if we take too long. Excuse me. So I want to engage on the Zen here. So Dan's saying he's in church, I can't go for him. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just playing corner, I'm waiting until you're ready to do something. There's nothing I can really do here other than contest point. Monkey jumps backline, they've used friendly bubble. I tell Dan they've used friendly bubble, I'm ready now. He keeps saying he can't go. So I'm like, okay, right, I'm gonna go on Zen on my own. Zen trances when he sees me jump. I guess he's worried about being EMP'd at the same time. I'm asking Dan continuously, can you go? He says he can't still. He's about to die here, so he EMPs. So even though we killed the Monkey, we lose our Sombra and our EMP, and then they beat as well. I tried to bubble the Zen away from the EMP, from the Lucio rather, but it doesn't work because the Lucio comes in from a good position, so he's able to hit everybody. And now the fight's just really bad for us because they still have the main targets, the Zarya and the Zen up, and we don't have our main hero up, or one of them, which is the Ashe. Sorry, the Sombra. We still have our Ashe, but Sombra's a huge integral part to splitting up the team fight, right? Because they don't have Sombra, they're always looking at they're always looking at me and dealing with me, or you know, whoever it might be at the time. In this instance, it's obviously me. So this time I ult early. I've already lost 500 health from one jump though. So that's what I mean about like not having. If I ulted in the church, it'd have been a fucking waste anyway because I just got blown up against that comp. And obviously our Ashe is nowhere near right now. Maybe did our Ashe die? Maybe it's the monkey. Yeah, our Ashe died. To Brig. Oh, our Ashe is on the floor. Okay, that's why. So yeah, our Ashe dies there. So we don't have Ashe. They trans. Yeah, that happens. So we're actually down 2 DPS in this fight, which is why they're able to overrun us so much. I'm trying to knock the Brig into us. I think I missed the first punches here. Yeah, I missed the punch there, so I don't get the punch on him, and now I'm 100 health. That jump was fucking stupid. That was really risky. I jump out. Bot calls you as trans, so I jump out. I bubble the team here so it doesn't hit us. I don't know how it hits or hits though. Is that? I'm really curious about that. I guess I think it must have hit the roof here. I think it hit the roof here and just slid down rather than going inside. Was halfway through the DMEC animation? Yeah, it was. You can see. Like you can see there, he just started the DMEC. And then he dies literally. Should maybe sort Zarya instead of Ashe after the church fight? No, not at all. This is the best place for Ashe. This is Ashe's best place. Look how much space there is for Ashe. We just got unlucky. So good skill. We just got unlucky because our Ashe was, instead of being up here, our Ashe was down here, so he gets killed by their Brig. Realistically, the only person that can pressure our Ashe is the monkey, and the monkey died. It's just mispositioning from us. Yeah, that was just a good bomb from him. I couldn't bubble it because it hit the roof and then slid down. Halfy dies. We kill the Brig, so we're okay in that sense of the trade. The D.Va gets blown up. I think I actually fuck up it. I think we could have still won this. I push around the right side though because I want to pressure the monkey. I should have stayed left. I go right side and take a bunch of damage from the Zarya, who's high energy, and I just die. I think if I stayed left side, like if I stay here on this left side and just contest the point, like trying to stall as long as possible, we could have maybe still held this. I think I fucked up. Going right side. Yeah, exactly. That's because of the bubble as well. But I mean, it's still a good hold. Like that was really good from us. The first and second. I mean, it was that. Was it really good? I can't remember. It was. I said that anyway. I said that anyway to try and keep people positive. And then we're just swapping our comp off. Yeah, we wanna go to Doom Goats now basically, because it beats Monkey Goats. You like reviews? Reviews hurt my throat. It's a lot of talking. So I just let my team know, Ryan spawn, let's contest point, force them to come through choke points. Like we're in a good position now, basically. So I say when the Ryan drops, can we look for double bubble on him? What that means to my team is that we basically, me and the Zarya bubble us out, get bubble, and we push beyond into the Reinhardt and just overwhelm him. He gets beat back, but they use bubble at the same time, so that's fine for us. We're in a better position now. I'm calling to go aggressive now and basically just int. Ryan gets super far away though, so we need to come back. We need to come back. They Zeld as well, so it's just kind of awkward for us. And now I'm basically just calling for people to come back, kite back, and reset dying point, that sort of thing. I think Doom comp works post patch? No, I don't think so. Dan thinks that Doom is just a useless character now, so I can't see us playing him. But we've not screamed on PTR yet, so that's gonna be interesting. We have a break now after since contenders is done for us, and then we're gonna be checking out PTR, I think. So I call that a shatter here. Dan says he's punching on the backline. I see that the Milky Man turns away. I guess he didn't think I had shatter yet. Live? Oh, I don't know what we're screaming on, live or PTR. Like I have no idea. I'm assuming PTR, but I don't know what patch next contenders is on yet. So yeah, I see that Milky Man turns away to look at to get a swing on the the Doomfist. So I instantly shatter. Get a star on Reinhardt. Pin him as well, so he's still killable. And yeah, we get the kill on him. They use beat, I get super low, Jofi beats, good clutch beat from him to save me, and then I'm just calling targets again. And now again it's just a case of keeping our run alive, focusing targets that are beyond us, that are deep rather, focusing me, and trying to keep me alive. And like now that we've cleared out what's behind us, I call to push forward, but then Jofi sees that Lucia goes to the point, so he calls point, and then we all turn back. Blue's down at the same time though, because he goes deep. So it's a bit like of a mess from us. And they have Shatter as well, so we need to be careful now. Even though they don't have Lucia, we still need to be a bit careful here. I'm calling they have Shatter, so we're being careful of that. Nesh ults here as well, so that they can't charge me out of the grab for the Shatter, for the, what do we call it? The bomb, rather. So that's good from him. My shield breaks from the grab, so I want to pin the, I can't block the Rhino, right? So I want to pin the Rhino the brick here. So I notice that, like, Rhino is literally in my face right now, so I go for a pin here. I think I get knocked. I don't know what I get knocked by. Something knocks me. Maybe it was a Rhine swing? I don't think it was though, because his shield's up. Oh, his shield's not down long enough to be able to swing, you know? I don't think it's a hammer swing. Because look, he takes... he swings there. Shield back up. Shield still up. Shield still up. Shield still up. Shield down now. He's just started the swing animation. Like the swing is nowhere near hitting me. No, it's not swing animation. It's not swing animation. He's stunned. I don't know what it is that hits me. Something boots me though. Yeah, maybe it's brick shift. I can't tell. I can't tell what it is. Oh, Zyro right click. Yeah, I think it might actually be a Zyro right click. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, my pin doesn't connect with the Rhine or the brick. Like if I hit either of those, it could have been okay. Rhine would have been best. That's who I was charging. But like it's a grab. Like you don't. It's a fucking. It's potluck. You know. You don't know who you're gonna get. So I get booped to the side. Can't hit the Zen. Can't hit the Rhine. Get the Zen instead. Who's trans. Don't get a kill. And they get a free shatter. Like I don't have a shield anyway to block it. So I'm calling to my team that's winnable, it's winnable, it's winnable. I'm calling targets for them while I'm dead. So like I'm like Ryan. And then like Happy's just basically taking over the calling now. He's calling targets and stuff since I'm dead and can't see anything. I'm letting the team know I'm back soon. I'm how close I am to shatter. Let them know not to do anything crazy, try and survive, that sort of thing, blah blah blah. I'm shouting point, calling that I'm on point. I'm trying to get my ult as quickly as possible, trying to survive. I mistimed the Zyro shield there. That kind of sucks. If I wait a second longer, like literally the shield goes down now. If I waited a second longer with my shatter, I would have hit the Zarya and the Zen, and we'd probably win this fight. But I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, that didn't matter. Spoilers. And the mini, yeah, I think it would have hit the mini as well. That's a maybe though, because he was dropping from the air. But yeah, that's the fight's just lost there. So that kind of sucked. Just Zyro right click is unfortunate. Like the safer thing would have been to not charge, but like I said, I lost my shield to the bomb. So there wasn't really any other play I could make in that situation. It was either charge and try and pin someone and kill them, or get shattered. But yeah, what's up, Fraud? What's up, Paper? How you guys doing? So right now I'm just hitting a character screen. We're just looking at what comps they have, talking about what comps we can run if they have certain things. Blah blah blah. Could have gone and pick comps. Yeah, exactly. That was the plan. But I just got unlucky with the Zyro right click booping me. So we call they have goats. I go monkey because they're playing triple EPS here. Most teams will hold. If they're playing goats, most teams will hold like inside the room on the left if we have the comp that we have. So we just. Well, Jovi goes to Mercy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he goes to Mercy. So yeah, I got monkey just like cleave everybody inside while contesting the point still, and eventually they have to come out. How do I warm up for Ryan comp? I don't. I just play. I don't really warm up. Ranked is my warm up. If I play bad in ranked, I don't care. It's ranked. Same with yeah, same with everybody. So right now it's a bit awkward to play. Like I think I could have actually played Hammond here because they're not playing inside. Like Hammond's safer with the monkey here because obviously I can just roll away from people that are coming towards me. Whereas with the monkey I'm a bit more at risk because Diva's probably gonna chase me if I jump away. So I'm just trying to split the attention away. So we've got Dan on the back line, Happy's in the air spamming with Farah, and I'm just sitting in the front line, cleaving as much as possible. I let Dan know that they can see his TP and to be careful. I'm shielding here to try and take as little damage as possible. I jump away to get heals, hide so Joker can heal me, but obviously he can't go to me straight away because the D.Va flies on the Farah, but that means I'm safe. He's not, so he stays with Farah, that's fine. I just need to hide for a little bit until Jovi can heal me. Jovi can heal me again, so I'm pressuring the back line. I call for heals again, I build myself mid-air so the Zarya can't heal me, and then I get healed again. And then it's just a case of clearing the point, so we can push forward. It's just really good from us. Okay, so we make a note of the comp that they have. We notice they switched to Monkey and they switched to McCree. So right now, the best thing for us to do would be to spam the chokes as they come in with our Ashe and our Farah. And then when the tanks contest the point, me and Danid want to look for dive on their Zen and McCree. And then as soon as that happens, Nesh can throw Dynamite and Haffy can go aggressive with his conk and get in the face as well, right? That's the best thing for us to do. I ask if we want to swap here because maybe, you know, they switch to a comp that Goats would beat. So I'm like, do we want to swap? Do we want to swap? And they're like, no, let's keep this. You know something from us? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I'm asking Dan about getting set up. Look for the dive and sitting on point. I'm hiding on point because obviously I'm the only person that can really push hit me and Zen. And Zen needs to be a bit more careful. I let him know that he can go back a bit. So he discords our Zen discords the Monkey. That's the best target for him to discord so the Farah can just spam it. Happy's calling that he's doing a lot of damage to tank. Like the D.Va's low, he's out to back out. That moves the Monkeys alone. We pressure the Monkeys, that's fine. We don't need to pressure the McCree right now. Dana gives me a countdown for his engage. He engages. So like we're just cleaning everyone up basically now. We all engage at the same time. That's just perfect execution from us. So Happy wants to swap, but like we have ults, so like we're all convinced him just stay, try and blow some people up with your ult. That's good, that's fine. They keep their comp, they switch from Ana instead of Zen, so it's a bit more difficult for me and Dana to be effective on the backline, but it's okay. We just want to blow people up with their ults right now. So you can see everyone's getting set up top here now because we want to take a fast engage up top on them. I'm just pushing point. I don't really do anything until we engage. Danny gets caught out though, which is a bit unfortunate, but they drop to engage him, so that's fine. We can still look for engage. We bob on the point, so they can't really contest the point safely unless they come here there. I have to bubble defensively because the D.Va's on me, but I like that having the D.Va's on me and then he's safe, so he gets 2 kills immediately. We then lose a few of our teams, so we're now at a big disadvantage. It's just me and Nesh, our Ashe alive, against D.Va and a McCree. So like realistically we should lose this fight, right? I'm just looking around scouting out our environment. Haffy calls it their McCree's low, so I jump immediately. He's full health, but I notice that Ana isn't. So Ana gets knocked away with the first punch. Ana is knocked away with the first punch. I knock McCree into the corner away from Ana, so Ana can't heal him. And then I turn on the Ana as well, kill him, and then I jump out. And then I get the Monkey as well in the corner, so he can't get out. It's like we're able to push the point that entire time as well, which is perfect for us. Because D.Va came back to PL, so obviously Nesh can just sit on point and push it. And then we just switched to a normal comp of Doom Goats because we used our ults. We won the fight and we swapped to a normal comp. So they have the Monkey McCree comp still, so we just want to play slow, clear point, and yeah, that's it. That's what we want to do. So now we're calling Monkey. We call that we're high noon it. We're transing, so we can play aggressive even though they're transing. Bok runs into the McCree's face to block it. It's a nano high noon, so that's actually a bit risky. That's a bit risky of me fire striking there, because like he's already at like 500% of me. But I get beat back, so it's not the worst thing. So I'm just letting the team know, like, play slow, kite back, let them know it's gone, and then we can push back in, hold the corner, I'm low, play it together. Happy's fine there, like, even though he's alone, like, they have to commit hard to him, which they can't really do versus us. And now that we're all regrouped, we call to push hard into them. So, like, we're literally, like, int, go D.Va, go Monkey, like, literally anybody that's close to us, okay? Literally anybody that's close, we're inting on them. So we trade me for the D.Va there, but it's not the worst thing. That's a bit unlucky that Happy's bomb gets stuck by the tree. But even with Ryan dead, like their comp has been put under so much pressure that they don't have the cooldowns needed to like stay versus us, and also Nesh's high ground position, so he's able to get a big dynamite there. Like they don't have a D with the contestant, so you can see the dynamite he hits here is huge. Like look, hits 3 of them. That's a big dynamite. So McCree's instantly low, Monkey's instantly low. Like we just win the fight. So yeah, like that's the point one. We now swap to like the proper comp, so Nesh switches off the Ash, he goes to Zarya, and now we're like in a scenario where it's normal goats versus Doom goats again. So we're just talking about the fact that we need to kill the Rhine here. What is that telling me? Ooh. Yeah, this is gonna be rough to watch. Okay, so let's just go back and hear what we said. So we're talking about they're close, we're focusing on Ryan. I say I have Shatter, so we just want to focus on Ryan. They still have Anna, so we know they have nano boost. I call they've used bubble, so we can stun the Ryan. Milky Man's not shielding me though, so I just react to block him. Unfortunately, we can't follow up on it though. We can't kill anybody through it, and we lose 2 people. One person before I shatter, and the other person as I shatter. So don't really get much value out of it, and the fight's just lost. That's a bit unlucky. We definitely could have won that. Okay, so they swapped to Zen now, so like we have a small window of opportunity with the Zen's not there, so we can just contest the point already. I tell the team that they're close to Shatter. Dan is hold to go on the backline. So he punches the Ryan, he goes forward, he's on the backline right now. I'm telling people to turn around, kite back, kite back, kite back. They have deroll, so each one is like soft reset the fight. Nesh dies, I don't know why he's so deep when he gets booped in. You trash? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think Nesh gets booped in and stunned. So we lose our Zarya, so like the fight's basically over for us because like we obviously would still try to win. But without Nesh, that means that Dan doesn't get bubbled when he goes in, so he's like free to be stunned, and yeah, like that's basically it. It's just an issue for us. So the fight's lost, and I'm just trying to build them out as much as possible now. That's why I'm swinging around rapidly. Okay. So I tell Dan like, do you maybe want to top right flank because the Doom Goats versus Ghost doesn't work as well when you're engaging from the same area. I think it works best when the Doom's flanking, so rather than have Dan come main with us again, I think he needs to flank, so I tell him that. And we go main again. We just need to slow down a little bit here, let me heal up and charge a shield because they've done a lot of damage to it and to me while we're getting ready to set up and push in. So it's time to slow down, wait. This door is yeah, it's awful. So I call out my shatter again. They use the grab on Daned alone. I think he actually could have dodged that because it looks like he's in the air. I think he uppercuts. I think he could have dodged it, but I don't think he knew that they grabbed underneath him. So they actually missed the grab, but he falls into it. That's funny. And then I call that I have my shatter for Happy. He calls he does a countdown, but obviously the Zarya shield hadn't expired yet, so we just mistimed it, and the fight's lost. So that's probably the second shatter wasted, which really sucks. They use grab, which is good for us, but they still have a bunch of the rose rolls. We weren't able to force the defensive ult, so that's what Dan's plan is here. Like we want Dan to flank again, try and force the trans. Dan comes with us again though for some reason. I don't know. I think it's still better for him to flank. So yeah, I'm calling they have shatters, so we need to be careful. We stunned the Rhine, but we're not deep enough and aggressive enough on him. They fuck up their stun shatters, so like what? Even though I get stunned, I don't get bubbled. But Milky Man shatters so late that I'm able to block it again after the stun anyway, so that's fine. Bok transes, they trans as well. We grab at the exact same time, unfortunately, so we don't get much value out of our grab. The Zarya bubble blocks my shatter in the grab. I think this is a waste anyway, honestly. I think this is a waste. I think I could have just charged someone out of it instead of shattering. I think I needed to. We use so many ults in this fight. Like, if I just save my shatter and just charge someone out instantly. Oh. This is why communication is important. I don't let Dan know I'm charging, so he uppercuts. He uppercuts, and obviously he has no. It's not his fault. Like, it's my fault because I didn't tell him I'm going to charge them out. I wasted my shatter. I should have just charged instead of shattering. Danny uses ult. Doesn't hit anyone. I use my ult, don't hit anyone. My charge misses. They have blue short still, and I'm in a really bad position now. I get the health pack, but obviously we use Bok. They bomb, and that's the fight over. Luckily for us, they use a ton of ults as well. But yeah, they grab as well. But yeah, that's the fight over for us. I do that so much to Vasily, this official. That's actually so funny. I get that pin on him so often. But yeah. Oh. I think if I was a bit more patient with some of my shatters, we could have maybe pushed through this. The first one was good, but the second one we needed to wait the bubbles out, and the third one I needed to wait the grab out, I think. Okay, so again here the plan is down the back line. We go front line. We go Ryan. But Ryan got booped away, so we can't get on him. Dio flies out, and then the fight is like a soft reset essentially. I'm calling they have shatter, so we need to be careful. We're slowing down a little bit. I'm recharging my shield. Danny goes in alone, and he dies because we're not pressuring the Ryan at the same time. It's like it's never going to work out for him. Jofi beats. I get stunned and boot backwards, so like I'm really split from my team right now. Like, just look at the separation here. I'm boot backwards, and my team have gone deep, like up to here, rather than just fighting on point. Like, we're chasing a bit too much, and they trans. So this is basically just one for them. Yeah, that's just that's just over for us. I think again it's just ult management from them being better than us. Same as Nambani. Like, the reason we're losing these fights is because their ult management is better than us. We used our ults a bit too hastily. But yeah. Right. So now we're just on Ilios. That's supposed to be the decider. We're playing, I think it's Ashe, Monkey Hammond, Farah, Mercy, Anna, I think. So obviously we just play slow here, let our Ashe poke people down, let our Farah poke people down. Me and Dan look for dives on either the McCree or the Zen, or the Anna, depending on what they play. Jovi gets a res on me here, which is a bit risky, he dies for it. But I'm able to kill the McCree luckily, as well. So I get a bunch of burst damage on him here. I bubble here because he's got full clips put into me. Luckily, I'm so lucky here. Like, look at how lucky this is. Okay, Brig misses heal and hits the Anna instead. Anna misses 3 shots on the McCree. Like, I literally used up all my luck for 2019 already in that little clip by killing the McCree. So the rest of the shit is going to be pretty shit. But yeah, we kill McCree, and then we want to cap the point, but I'm pretty low. I can't contest the point yet with them because they've still got both the Anna and Brig alive. I tell my team I'm going to contest Anna, keep her away. I bubble, but he walks into the bubble to sleep me. But yeah, we're losing the point fight still while this is going on. I want to pressure the Anna there again, but I know that McCree's coming back soon, so I can't jump on him, especially without my bubble. And then me and Nesh get booped off. Does Nesh get booped or does he fall? I think he shifted. I think Ashe shifted and killed herself. I'm not sure. That doesn't matter anyway, the fight was lost. So I asked her, do we want to go moats? Just so we can pressure the McCree a bit more. I think this was another mistake of us keep switching off the monkey to a Reinhardt. I think it would have been better if we swapped off the either we go normal goats here and have a diva so that the McCree's not as free, or we go moats, and I can dive on the monkey and Anna with my ult and disrupt them while my team wins the fight on point. But instead we'd opt to switch fully to just to Nim goats. They don't have a Reinhardt, so the target's not as easy for us. Like, ideally, if they had a Reinhardt instead of a monkey while still having McCree, we would want Dana to pressure the Reinhardt with us, so we all just fuck up the Reinhardt while trying to survive against the McCree. But instead, there's not really anyone that Dana can go for, so like I think he's going for the monkey. No, instead he's going for the McCree rather. So you can see he tries to punch the monkey, he misses. We're pressuring the monkey right now. I'm getting booped away a bit. Dan's on the McCree, and then we're all trying to like just literally focus anybody that we can. Monkey's also in the backline though, so there's like we literally can't go on anyone right now. Charge misses, we've lost 2 people anyway, so that's over. They did use a lot of ults there, so it's not the worst thing. Like, they use McCree ult, Brig ult, monkey ult. But it's still not ideal for us. So now they've switched the monkey to the Rhine. And I've called, okay, right, like now we're going aggressive on Rhine, just hard focus the Reinhardt. Happy says as well, let's speed main, kill Rhine. Reinhardt's a target basically. We've talked about the ults that they've used, so we're aware of what they have and don't have. And now we're calling Rhine. Trying to kill the Reinhardt through the bubble, block it. We have McCree Hanians again because he gets it again. And yeah, that's just the fight over. Like, McCree was just too free basically. We needed something to pressure him, either me on Monkey still, or we needed D.Va still. Yeah, we get 9-9-0. So then we just have a little talk with our coaches, like, we need to focus the front line, don't oversend, blah blah blah. And then we reset ourselves. I'm telling everyone to calm down, play how we normally play, telling people what our game plan is, like, okay, you know what we're doing with this comp, we know how we're executing it. Dana's going back line, we all need to make sure we're inside the Reinhardt when Dana goes in the back line. Don't spam his shield, in his face, hold W, like, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the first fire strike, standard fire strike, trying to hit as many people as possible basically. D.Va might not expect it, can get some ult charge for free. Again, like I mentioned on the first map, it's about building the initial ult charge that you possibly can, because your fire strike's gonna get eaten, whereas theirs won't. Jovi gets a big boop on him. I fire strike again, because the D.Va's not with his team to block it, and then I'm just swinging as much as possible, and like just calling targets. And I have my ult. I say to my team, I have my fucking ultimate, and we have this in scrims. We have this rule where if I have a rule where if I get my ultimate within like 20-30 seconds of a team fight happening, like at the start of a game, I use it no matter what. Like if we've killed 4 people and I have my ultimate within 20 seconds of the first fight of a game, bam, ult, doesn't matter. Could hit no one, could hit everybody, could hit one person. It literally doesn't matter. It's an alpha move. I have to ult to let them know how quickly I built my ult, right? So I say I have my ult and Box like use it. So now we're just set up the next fight. We're talking about stun shatter, like where we want to stun shatter. This is pretty standard hold on goats. You want to hold here, have your brick hide either where he is now or on the left side over here, and you just want to go for a quick stun as they come around the corner. So that's what we're going to look for here. They probably aren't expecting me to have shatter, like it's not normal for a Reinhardt to have his shatter already, like as they're coming in. They go right side, which is a nice little adjustment from them. I call it they've used friendly already, so happy can look for shatter, his stun rather. Dadded instead uppercuts. We only hit the Zarya, but it's big enough anyway. And now I'm just calling targets again. Trying to survive, keep Ryan alive, blah blah, you know the drill by now. So I let the team know that they have shatter now as well. He hit a charge on me, so that gives them a lot of charge. A lot of ult charge. I also let the team know that we need to scout if they're on the right side. Someone needs to be able to see that coming. We need to know if they go right side instead of left, because obviously if they go right side instead of left, it's really important that we meet them as they're coming through a choke, because they got through fairly free then, which is bad for us. We need to meet them and force them to use cooldowns to actually get into the choke point, you know? So that's a small adjustment we make for the next fight. So we're asking Dana to force transit so we can grab. So Dana's going to go aggressive now, but we go on Ryan. We're going aggressive on Ryan. Dana goes on backline, I think. Yeah, there he is. We're on Ryan. We force trans, so we're coming back. I blocked the shatter because they don't use Brig stun for it. We grab, and I'm trying to survive while doing as much damage as possible. I noticed the D.Va's coming out of the mech, so I can fire strike there. I wait for the Reinhardt charge off of that. And then Happy set up again for the next stun shatter. This one they should be expecting though, because like if you get grabbed, it's pretty common for the enemy Reinhardt to build his shatter through the grab. So we call the gun Reinhardt, they're going right side. We need to be a bit careful, wait till they get to us. This time we're scouting properly if they go right side. So I call the gun right side, then they switch it up again. They basically just keep switching up, they don't know where they're going. They're trying to switch sides this constantly. We're trying to force bubbles so we can hold them at choke. See how difficult it is for them to get in because we're holding them at a choke point. It's like I'm just swinging a lot on these people, they grab us. Try to survive. Good bubble from Nesh to keep me alive. I say we can stun slam. Happy gives a countdown. We stun slam, hit everybody, and we win. It's a big slam. How do you make sure Brig doesn't die when going for the shatter? Since she needs to get behind the shield, she's way more. Oh no. So this is on the patch before that nerf. Lin synced? Unsynced. It's good unsynced. This is on the patch before that nerf. So this Brig doesn't need to go through the shield. She just has to do the stun. Like, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. So like throughout the maps I was talking with Happy about how it felt like we weren't getting as many combos off as normal, because normally our stun shatters are like we can win off those alone, but it felt like we were struggling a bit more with it this official because they were dealing with it a bit better. So yeah, obviously the stun shatters are pretty fucking good on this map. Okay, so do the first shield up here, so it lands at choke, so we have the shield advantage. There, Orisa doesn't do it, so we have a big shield advantage for the first fight, as well as a dynamite coming in. So like we have a huge advantage here. Like we have shield advantage. Their first shield has gone down. They're also on fire because of dynamite, and we have another shield coming up, so we have a huge advantage here. They immediately have to back up. So I put my second shield down again, so that if they recontest now, we have another shield coming up again, so we're going to have a shield advantage again. We can see they're going top. So I shield again, just so that it's reset when they come in again, and yeah, we're in a good position. I pull them in, or I try to pull them in so that a few of them are out of position, we can get some spam damage, maybe fuck the shield up, you know, who knows. So we're trying to break the shield here. My shield cooldown comes up again. They don't have shield cooldown, so we can stay a bit longer. We're basically in a better position than them. I pull on the right side where Happy's pushing, see if I can pull someone in, but they're all out already, so he doesn't have anyone to pull. But yeah, Bok got picked, so that's the fight one for us. They have less spam there, so we win it. They have McQueen instead of Ash, so we're much better at long range than they are. I don't know why I'm backing up. Like, it's like I'm scared of my shield suddenly dying. But yeah, again, we have shield advantage again. They have to back up. They have both the DPS on right side, so I'm pulling them in, trying to get some damage on them. The Zen can't peek them to heal them, so they're in a much, like, they're not in that great a position to be helped by their team. And then I'm just shooting the shield again. I tell my team to break the shield, focus on breaking the shield. We have shield advantage again. They're able to break it and even out their shield break. I wasn't expecting it, so I end up dying. But luckily, big flank from Bok and Happy, and they get pick on Zappers and Davin. So it evens out the fight and puts it in our favour again. I need to be a bit more careful. Like, what I would recommend doing instead, like, instead of holding, like, I want to be here as I'm shielding, right? Like, when I'm behind my shield, so that if my shield breaks, I can immediately step back. Because of where I was initially, which is here in the open, like, it's a couple steps too far, right? I'm not going to be able to get behind cover as quickly. Like, I start going immediately, but I just get fucked. Like, even if I shifted, I'm still in the open, so both the DPS players on the right side, they've got 3 people on the right side. So I need to be a bit more careful. Generally you want to hug the wall so that you can go behind cover as soon as your shield breaks. I obviously wasn't expecting my shield to break. But yeah, it's a good recovery from us. I shoot a shield back in a second again, I think. Yeah, I shoot a shield again so that they get a shield regardless of me being there or not. It's really important to be doing that as a Reza, shooting a shield from someone. I forget a lot in ranked, but obviously in an official it's a bit more important. So let's keep refreshing the shield so that by the time they come in, I want to make sure I have the cooldown again while also having a full health, full-time shield. So their wrist is on fire. I'm taking a lot of damage here. Do I know where to purchase a Hurricane jersey? I have no idea, honestly. It's probably best to ask in the Hurricane Discord. It's the Spitfire Discord. I don't know. I still don't have my jerseys, so I couldn't tell you. So Happy goes for a pull, that's good. I'm just pressing a shield still here. They have to use trans defensively, so now we're just kiting back. I'm getting ready to look for a pull as they come back out of the door here. So I want to look for a pull down the well here. We've lost 2 people, so now it's just a case of stalling. So I'm just trying to survive as long as possible on the point. I want to try and pull Diva off the point. He doesn't DM it, so that's fine. But I don't pull him far enough off because Diva's got a big fucking body. And then I die. But yeah, that's good for my like. We're in 1-fight territory! We're in 1-fight territory! Woo! We just need to win 1 fight to win! Oh, this is going to be tough to watch, guys. This is going to be tough to watch. Oof. So now we're just talking about team comps we should run. Like, should we go dive? Should we go moats? We come to the conclusion like, okay, yeah, we should go moats. We should go moats. So we take moats. We're like, hey, let's go right side. Let's take the shortest position that we can to get into them, where we can force them into an enclosed area. And we basically want to rush them from the right side, jump onto them left, and like just force them into the the little room underneath the windmill, and we can just overwhelm them basically because they have double DPS. So we go right side. Call that we're speeding into the main. I do jump here to shut the distance down between my team. Kill McCree instantly. Boom, perfect. Wow, this is the fight won. I can't imagine us losing this team fight. I think we've won this. I think we've won the series. That's what I'm thinking right now. So I'm like, okay, my team are going inside. They've diva bombed, so I need to be careful. I need to hide. Everyone's calling to go inside. I get the loot roll by jumping up in the air to make sure I get it. I make sure to kill the Orisa ult, so they don't have the extra damage to burst through us anymore. I go inside to regroup with my team, and then we're looking to chase down the next person. We lose Bok to a pull. I tell Haffy that I'm going to body block the Orisa here, which is a bit risky, but we kill him. That's fine. So now it's a 5 versus 3 for us. We've killed 3 people, I think. 3 people. So I'm calling come at point. We kill Facility. 5v2. It's like, come on. Doing what review? We're calling Diva. I jumped to the right side of him because I don't want to get booped down by the Diva. That was risky, but I positioned him correctly so that he couldn't boot me if he tried. Calls Diva. Nesh gets booped down by the Lucio. I call I'm going main to pressure the Lucio and Tracer out and stuff. We cap the point. We have 5 people here right now. They're regrouping. We're in such a good position. Oh my god, we're gonna win the map. So now I'm telling the team, be aggressive at choke point. When they get to the choke point, let's fucking go. Int. Let's get them. But we don't have Nesh back yet, so I'm like, okay, maybe we don't go too deep. But I'm still saying be aggressive main, okay? So like, you can see the split between us right now, right? We have 3 people choke and 2 people at the back. I think we honestly need to position so that we can all int into them. We need to go together. I think that's what we need to do. So it's like I'm calling be aggressive main. We need to push into them. Right now. In the face. But we're not being aggressive enough. Dana dies. So we're now 5v5, 4v5. Because Nesh isn't back yet. Nesh is just on the way back now. I jump on the Zen here and I ult to try and kill him. He gets break healed. I can't kill him anymore. So right, I'm gonna kill Zen. Like I hit him again. Like oh he has healed as I punch him. But yeah, I ult. And honestly, like if he doesn't get break healed here, he dies. Like look at his health. See his health? Like at the top there, he's half health. That's like 3 more hits from me, maybe. 3 more hits and he's dead. The Zen dies. Zen dies and we can win this. So I punch him and I notice he's got break healed and I'm like, fuck, I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm jumping up in the air trying to knock someone into the well here. Orisa gets a double pull on Nesh. So Nesh just got back from being booped in before. He gets pulled in again. So we've not had a Zarya for the last 2 fights, right? So this is really just it's rough for us. Bok dies again as well in the well. So we're down 2 and now the fight's in their favour, even though we killed Orisa. I'm trying to boot the Brig in. I'm like, Brig dead. He manages to air strafe back in. So I'm like, okay, the fight's lost, we've lost. I'll try and get out. Don't get out, die. Kind of sucks for us because I die, I use my ult, and I'm not going to get a chance to build another ult. So that's pretty bad. But yeah, we can still win this. We can still win this. Their comp's pretty awful. As long as we're aggressive together, we win this still. How do you play Winston Goodson well? Aggressive in their face. You need to like, you just need to commit to fights. Okay. We tell the team we have 1 fight. Let's make it count. Talk about how we're gonna play this. Talk about where we're gonna go. Sports Center, is it? Yeah, it is a hard fight. It's definitely still winnable though. We tell bot goes Moira instead of Zen, so that he's safe and we don't need to worry too much about peeling him. Like now it's literally we all go aggressive together. So we only have one fight left because we're 8 cents. I'm like, right, okay, I want to get energy for Nesh first, okay? So I go main, I try and take some down trim, he gets some charge. Because obviously Nesh has had no charge this entire time. He's been pulled into the well twice, so our Zarya doesn't have any energy, doesn't have any, he doesn't have anything. So we need to help him out a little bit. So I give him some energy. We then reset to go right side. And we want to do the same engage we did before. So they use their Arista ult, but we can't really wait around for it to go down because we just don't have that amount of time, right? So I want to go aggressive now. I still want to go aggressive now. So I'm looking to jump in now. I jump onto them. I create the separation between them. I bubble us, and I focus on breaking that. So Danny gets pulled down. Their Arista ult dies. Still winnable. But we've now lost our Brig ult. The Brig ult was the only ult we had this fight. So that's now put us in a pretty bad position. We killed their ult, so we traded ult for ult. D.Va ult comes in. It's a really good ult. It gets me around the corner. I can't hide from it. Didn't have my jump again in time. So yeah, the D.Va ult kills me. So now I'm just communicating for my team. They use Zen ult as well, so they have loose ult still, I think. So now it's just a case of trying to boop, holding the corner. Danad's going back as Hammond's get back in time, and they're all calling targets on the point. Nesh goes down because they int on him when he uses his after he's used his bubble. And yeah, that's it. Whew, that's it. That's what went down. Unfortunate. Hey Jesse. One fight we needed. I think the fight that lost it for us was the one at like 67%. This one here. This is our fight to win, I think. This one here. We need to be more aggressive. I think what should have happened here, because Nesh died the fight before because he got pulled down, right? I think we needed to have him swap to a different hero, then come back as something else, like maybe Tracer. Probably Tracer, honestly. Yeah, I think Tracer or Sombra. And then go for a dive on the backline with me. Yeah, we fucked up constantly against Ristables. People are just holding too close to well. Like, I think you need to be in the position that either me or Half are in right now. Like, we need to be super deep. Like our intention is to like literally int into the choke, right? So I think we need people playing around the building here and underneath the windmill so they can play super aggressively. And we need to like push into them super deep here. I think I bubbled too early here. Like the best play here would have been to like jump into them and then bubble, right? But yeah, that's it. That's the VOD review. That last bit was very rough to watch.